Oh my God.
Greenbow, Alabama. Wee! How y'all doing? Good morning. Welcome to LouTube. We're going to watch some football. Kansas and Illinois. Fighting Illini. Yeah. Give me just a second. I'm just getting set up in here. We'll be with you momentarily.
Oh my God.
We will be with you momentarily. Let's get the poll up. No, not that, dummy. This. Yeah. There you go. Get your votes in. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Dummies.
Oh my God.
Battle Angel wanted me to play more torque videos at the start of the stream, but I don't have time. So I have to do that next time.
Oh my God.
Why do people still have cable? Isn't it better just to punch yourself in the face? Save yourself some money, time, and trouble. There ain't no reason to have cable. No reason to have cable. What, you want to make that bet? I'll take that bet. You asking me if I want to make that bet? Sure, I'll make that bet with you. I've had YouTube TV for going on 3 years now. It's the best decision I ever made. I did bet on Kansas in this. Illinois. I took Illinois in the points in this game. How's everybody doing? Good morning, assholes. Yep, good morning. Good morning. Looks like the teams are taking the field now. Is that Kansas in all black uniforms? Look at that. I like those helmets. Y'all see those Kansas uniforms, all black? I like the helmets. Helmets look good. Helmets looking good. All right, get your vote in. Kansas or Illinois? I took Illinois and the points. Hopefully we'll have a good game. Two surprisingly good teams last year, although I will admit Illinois did not look good last week. Kind of surprised me. Jaden Daniels can stay healthy. I think Kansas can get to a bowl game again next year. How's everybody doing? You weekend off to a good start? Y'all excited about the games tomorrow? We got some good ones. This game ain't all that, so, I mean, we can keep an eye on this game, but we can talk about tomorrow's games, whatever y'all want to talk about. Thank you for the super chat, Parker. And Dabo's philosophy. That has to be an outdated account. Just like Dabo's philosophy. Thank you for the super chat. He says, God told me the transfer portal was the boogeyman. Yeah. Dabo don't like that transfer portal. You don't like it one bit. You don't like it one bit. I might need to get me one of them black Kansas helmets. Where's my Kansas helmet? Over here. This one's all right, but I like that black helmet they're wearing today. Brett Bielema, head coach for Illinois. All right, let's see who's here. Roger Dodger, Manfred, Texas Meat, Michael Sprague, Harry Leggy, Plump Strawberry, Stephen Cafe. Good to see you in here. Parker, Noxious News, Panama Jack, Dave Snothery. Illinois receives the opening kick. They run it out to what I think that's about the 30-yard line. Illinois in their traditional white uniforms, orange helmets with the dark blue eye on the side. Luke Altmaier, seems like he's been around the block. Quarterback for Illinois, 211 yards last week, 2 touchdowns and an interception. You're going to have to play better than that today if they want to pull this off. Game being played at Kansas, so Illinois the road team. 1st and 10 for Illinois. First play of the game here from their own 30. Altmaier's in a shotgun. He's going to hand it off on first down. Running back slips in the backfield and his knee touched the ground, so they're going to call him down. That's going to be a loss of 2 or 3 yards on the play. B.A., Parker, Manfred, Dogs Fan Sr., Uncle Lou's millionth viewer is here. Wow, that's exciting. 2nd and 12 now for Illinois. Another handoff. Nice gain this time. Almost gets loose. Tripped up shoestring tackle. Saved a huge gain. Still picks up about 8 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 5 now for Illinois. LV 426 says, good evening, Lou. Here's to the coffee fund. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Good morning, asshole. I used asshole as a term of endearment around here. We're all members of Team Asshole around here. So, I mean that in the best possible way, obviously. Back to throw on 3rd and 5. Altmaier running for his life. Gets away. Throws downfield. Incomplete. Caught, but out of bounds. I thought he was going to take off running here. Gets rid of it at the last minute. Receiver makes a hell of a catch, but he's 5 yards out of bounds. It wasn't even close. 4th and 5, and Illinois is going to have to punt it away on their first possession. Anthony Swift, what's up, buddy? Red and Black Dog, Sam, D. Taylor, Billy Cole. Sir UJ, what's up, dude? Matador Mike, Dylan Mullins, Floby, Jace Vincent. Kansas tries to return to punt, fails miserably, loses a yard. 1st and 10, Kansas inside their own 20. This will be their first possession of the game. Jeremy says Illinois hot doo-doo. I hope not. I bet this game, and I took Illinois in the points. So I'm hoping that it turns out that they're actually not hot doo-doo. Has there been a decision on what time the Patreon stream will be tomorrow? Let me read the bottom of the screen here. Friday, 7:30 p.m. on YouTube. Saturday, 12 p.m. on YouTube. Saturday, 7 p.m. Patreon. Yeah, it'll be at 7 p.m. tomorrow. First and 10. Pass complete on a slant. Picks up 10 yards right to the first down marker. Or did they mark him a little short? It's close. I thought he got it. Jalen Daniels in at quarterback for Kansas. Started the year as quarterback last year. Kansas was red hot. Of course, he got hurt. Kansas finished the season. I think Kansas was like 1-6 in their last 7 games after starting 5-0. He did pick up the first down. Kansas on their own 28 now. Shotgun. 3 running backs with the quarterback. He pitches it to one of them. Sort of a variation of the triple option there. Faked it to one running back up the middle and then kind of pitched it down the line of scrimmage to one of the 3 running backs. That was sort of you remember the old school wishbone formation? It was kind of like that, but with the quarterback in a shotgun. You don't see very many 3 running back formations in college football anymore, but we just saw one there. Now they're going to come out with 4 wide receivers. Jalen Daniels shotgun. Rolls to his right, looks, throws over the middle, complete across the 40, 45, 50, tackled at the 49-yard line. Nice play. Good-looking throw by Jalen Daniels, too, on a crossing route over the middle. Under pressure, gets rid of it. Nice throw, nice catch. Big gain for Kansas now into Illinois territory. First and 10, they're going to hand it off. Running back cuts it up inside, picks up 2, maybe 3 yards. Second and 7 coming up now. Won't be long before players can't hit or shove a player headed out of bounds. It's coming. I don't know about that. As long as they're in bounds, you're going to be able to hit them somewhere. Not in the head, but you're going to be able to hit them somewhere. Kansas huddles up. You don't see that a lot anymore either. I really like these helmets Kansas is wearing. What do y'all think about these helmets Kansas is wearing? Handoff on 2nd and 7. Has a hole. Fumble! Kansas recovered. Boy, they dodged a bullet there. Took a big hit, fumbled, but a Kansas receiver fell on it. Looks like 59% of you think Kansas is going to win. Kansas is only good in March, woo. Well, last year they were also good in September. Now, they weren't good in October or November, but they were good in September last year. They started 5-0. Illinois got a player injured after that last play. It's going to be 3rd and 4 following this injury timeout. They're helping him up now. Super Denny Gumper, thank you for the super chat. He says, Texas fans hate Marcel Darius more than Ohio State fans hate Javon Bullard. What did Marcel Darius do? I don't know. Illinois don't have the Jimmy or the Joes to compete with Kansas. That's sad, ain't it? It's sad that there's any team in the country that wouldn't have the Jimmys or the Joes to compete with Kansas. I sent you a Florida State message in the Cash App. Well, let's check the Cash App then. Let's check the Cash App in that. Cash App in that. Cash App in that. Let's see. Is LSU still in the SEC? Yes. Yes, and not going anywhere either. Unless maybe we decide to trade LSU for Tulane, but I don't think we're going to do that. We might trade Florida for... Who could we trade Florida for, though, out of the SEC? Hell, Kansas. Why not? Give us Kansas. Who you got, Illinois or Kansas? I actually bet Illinois plus the points. I took Illinois plus the points. Lou, Friday night, you ever watch any local high school games? Very rarely. High school football's terrible here. It's a shame, too. Second biggest metropolitan area in the state. Georgia's got some great high school football. Not here. The high school football here is terrible. The high school football here is terrible. There are a few D1 athletes in the area this year. There's Mason Smith, a junior offensive lineman. He's got offers from pretty much, if you look at the top 25, he's got an offer from everybody in there. He's committed to Bama. The school that my daughter goes to has a 4-star wide receiver that's not committed anywhere yet. But he's only in 10th grade. Brock Tony, thank you for the super chat. He says, hey, Lou, saw today that Nick Saban is joining the Pat McAfee show every Thursday. What do you think about that? I don't have a problem with that. I mean, is that what you're asking? I don't know. I've never seen an episode of the Pat McAfee. The only thing I've ever seen of Pat McAfee is the short little clips that get shared around the internet. I've never actually seen a single episode of the Pat McAfee show. I like Pat McAfee on game day, though. I think he's great. But I just don't watch it. I just haven't never seen his show. I'm not going to suddenly start watching it just because Nick Saban is on there. Was asking because everyone thinks it means he's retiring soon. Well, I think he's retiring soon because he just bought his retirement house in Florida for $18 million. 3rd and 4. Kansas in a shotgun following that injury timeout. Motion, snap. Daniels throws out to the flat, complete. Nobody there on the defense. Nice gain inside the 30, inside the 25. Banged out of bounds around the 23-yard line. Gain of 20 yards that time for Kansas. Just a little swing route to the running back, and there was just nobody home for Illinois defensively. Running back turned the corner, scampered up the sideline, knocked out of bounds around the 23. Kansas in business on their first drive, now in the red zone. Illinois went 3 and out on their first possession, punted it away. Now Kansas is marching here down in the red zone. 23-yard line, 1st and 10, shotgun. Empty backfield now. Jalen Daniels waits on the snap. Snap, back to throw. Looking, going into the end zone. Overthrown, incomplete. Into the back corner of the end zone, but threw it about 4 or 5 yards too far. Pass incomplete. 10:29 to go in the first quarter. No score. 2nd and 10 coming up for Kansas now. 10th grade, he can start at Florida then. Florida could use him. I'll tell you that. He's like 6'8", 360. And he's, no, not the wide receiver. I thought you saw the other guy. The offensive lineman is like 6'8", 350, 360, something like that. He's a junior. The wide receiver at my daughter's school is a sophomore. I can't remember his name. 2nd and 10 now for Kansas. They're going to hand it off this time. Wow, what a move by the running back. Should have been tackled in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. Hit the juke button. Look at this. Boop. Wow. Embarrassed you, number 34. Wow. Turns a 2-yard loss into like a 8-yard gain. 3rd and short coming up for Kansas now. 3rd and 3. Let's see if Kansas can keep the drive alive here. That was a nice move by that running back. A little jump cut in the backfield to get loose. 3rd and 3 now. On the 16. Daniels back to throw. Gets rid of it. Caught on a little out route. Boy, these Illinois defenders are horrible. This is going to be a face mask, I'm pretty sure, on the tackle. Like 9 flags came in, and the receiver's helmet got ripped off. Pretty sure that's going to be a face mask there. Devin Neal is legit. Kansas could be solid this year if their D can hold up. Yeah, they got to stay healthy, too. But, I mean, that's the story with all these teams that don't recruit very well. They're only 1 or 2 injuries away from disaster. That's what happened to Kansas last year. You know, started 5-0, quarterback gets injured, they finish 1-6. You know, when you don't recruit like the big boys do, injuries have a much bigger impact. Illinois replacing some studs from last year's defense. Yeah, Illinois had a top 2 or 3 defense last year. That doesn't appear to be the case this year. 1st and goal following that penalty. Kansas just inside the 5-yard line. Shotgun. Snap. Daniels wants to throw into the end zone. Caught for a touchdown. Kansas made it look easy on that drive. Right down the field. Right down the field. Man, the Big Ten is down bad, aren't they? Man, the Big Ten is down bad losing these Power 5 games, man. Wow. The Big Ten is down bad. Throwing money away, woo. Yeah. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. Kansas scored. That means I lost the bet. Yep. Looks like the same D he had at Arkansas. Kansas might be a top 5 team in the Big 12 this year, says Brock. Could be. Especially with Texas Tech shit in the bed last week. And Baylor. You can scratch them off your Big 12 bingo card. Texas Tech. And, boy, I tell you, the Big 12, man. The Big 12's terrible. Losing to all those group of 5 teams. Big 10 out here losing to Kansas. The SEC's or the ACC's done lost to a group of 5. Boston College lost to a group of 5 team out of the ACC. Man, these conferences are down bad. Real bad. Kansas should be better than Illinois. This is why OU and Texas are leaving, because the Big 12 does them no favor. Baylor better beat Utah. Yeah, that's not happening. That ain't happening. That is not I can't imagine that happening. South Carolina banning hot dogs at all home games rest of the year. You know, well, have to find a different excuse, I reckon. Have to find a different excuse. Utah will smash Baylor, says C Note. Yeah, I like Utah in that one too. Kansas would dog walk the Tater Man. Maybe now that's a game I'd love to see in the Cheez-It Bowl. Or what did they rename it to? The Hostess Debbie's Bowl or Little Debbie Bowl? What did they rename the Cheez-It Bowl to? We need to get that trending. Clemson versus Kansas and whatever the Cheez-It Bowl is called now. Utah is just good always. Yeah, well, you know why that is. They're one of the best coached teams in the country. They can't recruit well enough to finish in the top 5 or top 10 consistently every year, but they're so well coached. They rarely lose a game they're not supposed to. Georgia had a good run, but now it's Tennessee's turn? I don't know, man. I don't think 1998's going anywhere for a while, buddy. I don't think 1998's going anywhere for a while. Illinois and Kansas were better last year. Well, it looks like Illinois was definitely better last year. Kansas looks to be just as good, if not better, than they were last year. If they can stay healthy, they will be better than last year. 100% confirmed. What it do, Lou? You know what it do, man. I don't know why you ask that every time when you know what it do. It do what it do. Oh, speaking of Florida from earlier, though, where's this now? There you go. You can thank me later for this. Where's this now? Poverty. I forgot about that shirt. That's a great shirt, too. Well, we'll do the Florida one first. But there's lots of great options here. Look at it. Remember that? Florida was ranked 28th for 1 week in August. Y'all remember that? And then I forgot about this one. This one's great too. Poverty since 1998. As a matter of fact, I need that one and the Florida one. Actually. Yeah. There you go. Knock yourselves out. Knock yourselves out. Poverty since 1998. I like that. Fuck it. I'm going to order that now. I'm going to order that shirt now. I have to. All right, Illinois with their second possession of the game. They're down 7-0. Kansas went right down the field pretty easily on their first possession and scored. Illinois went 3 and out. Now they're looking at a second down here. Luke Altmaier in a shotgun. Kansas on their own 27-yard line, 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Gets rid of it towards the sideline, off the receiver's hands, incomplete. 3rd and 8 coming up now. I remember when I lost my mind. Yeah, where is that poverty shirt? There it is. Yeah, I want that. Yeah, I'm going to order that poverty shirt, and the Florida was ranked 28th for 1 week in August. I like that one, too. It's amazing. There we go. Continue to check out. There's a flag down. False start. Boy, Illinois ain't doing themselves no favors. First and 15, incomplete pass. 2nd and 15, 8 minutes to go in the first. Yes, complete purchase. There we go. All right, I ordered myself 2 shirts. I'm good to go now. Now I'm happy. All right, now I'm back. 2nd and 15. Not a bad play on the ground that time. Hell, one of their best plays of the game, really. They ain't done nothing offensively so far. McCray with the carry for Illinois. Picks up about 8 yards. 3rd and 7 coming up now for the Illini. The Fighting Illini. 3rd and 7. Shotgun with 3 wide. Back to throw. Luke Altmaier in the pocket. Looks. Steps up. Wants to run. Nowhere to go. He's going to be sacked and takes a big hit for his trouble. Going to be a loss of about 1 yard, maybe 2. 4th down, and Illinois is going to have to kick it away. Texas Tech pooed to bed last week. We win that game 9 out of 10 times. Hopefully they are pissed off and play with some fire in their bellies tomorrow. They better think of something, because Oregon looking like they're coming down there to hang a 50 burger on you, to be honest. That's about what it looks like to me. It looks like Oregon might not be messing around. So you better figure something out quick, fast, and in a hurry. Illinois getting ready to punt. Punter standing on his own 30-yard line to kick us away. Fair catch called at the 14. Kansas will take over there. This will be their second possession of the game. They're up 7-0. 6:43 to go in the first quarter. Tennessee got blowed out by South Carolina. Yes, they did. They most certainly did. Damn. Taking Oregon into points if I win the rigged wheel tomorrow, says Swaggy Man. I like that pick. Almost as much as I like Nebraska plus 3.5 or whatever it's up to now. Whee! Colorado upset Oregon and USC. Yeah, I bet whatever you want on that one. I will bet you whatever you want on that. That ain't happening, buddy. That ain't happening. Jackpot, what's up, sir? Good to see you in here. You get a kickback when we order shirts, Lou. Yeah, I make like between $2 and $4 a shirt, depending on. I really don't understand how it works. I don't make much money. I don't sell much. I don't pimp that stuff out. The owner, I make that stuff really. If I want a shirt, I go on there and I make it, and then every once in a while, some people will buy one. But I probably make less than $100 a year off of those shirts. I don't really make them to make money. Colorado will upset Oregon and USC. That's why I hardly ever talk about this. The only time I ever talk about the shirts is when I make a new one that I want to, and I buy it, and then I'll show it to y'all in case any of y'all want it. But I don't pimp those shirts out. I understand it's Illinois, but Kansas looks improved from last year. Hope tonight is going well. Short work week means less wait for football. Yeah, well, if you remember, they were really good last year, the first half of the season. And then the quarterback got injured and everything else, and it fell apart. But they were 5-0 and ranked like in the top 20 at the end of September last year. And then injuries just derailed their season. They ended up 6-6, I think. Illinois is supposed to have a strong defense, right? Well, last year they had a top 3 defense. They were one of the, statistically, they had a top 3 defense last year. It doesn't appear to be the case this year. Kansas went right down the field on Illinois the first time they had the ball. Jamie says Florida will upset McNeese State. Yeah, maybe. It could happen. It could happen. It could happen. This is, I'm sorry, this I'm sorry, but that is a good looking shirt. That is funny. Oh, that is a funny looking shirt. You like Kansas uniforms? Yeah, I talked about that at the beginning. The black I really like the helmets. I'd like to find the black mini. I doubt I can. It's so hard. The teams have so many helmets now. It makes it hard to. It's hard to find them. Like I used to be able to get any helmet I wanted off of Amazon. It's not that easy anymore. I doubt it's on here. Kansas Jayhawks black helmet. Yeah, all they have is the blue one, the same blue one that I already have. They don't have the black one. But I'd love to have a black Kansas helmet like that. Those things look good. Nick says that's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, they started off red hot last year with this same quarterback, and then he got hurt, and it was kind of downhill from there for them. 2nd and 10 now after an incomplete pass on first down from their own 15. Kansas and Jalen Daniels in a shotgun, runs the option, pitches out wide. Running back gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Good defense by Illinois that time. 3rd and 10 coming up now for Kansas on their own 15. Octavian says, I'm going to jump up and down when we win. Yeah, that'd be a huge win if y'all could somehow get past McNeese State tomorrow. McNeese State got blown out by something called Tarleton State last week. So I think Florida's going to win big tomorrow. Now, the following week, no. Tennessee's going to go down there and lay a 50-burger on them. 3rd and 9 coming up now for Kansas. Jalen Daniels in a shotgun. Back to throw. Looks to his left. Scrambles. Lots of room up the middle. Look at that. Wow. Gains about 20 yards on the ground. Literally a straight line right up the middle. Just the field just opened right up. Illinois sent a blitz. It didn't get home, and so once Jaden Daniels got past the line of scrimmage, there was just nobody there. 20-yard gain on 3rd and 10. First down, Kansas. Number 1 football fan of the youth, thank you for the super chat. He says, To be a legit top 3 teams in defense, you need to play a better schedule than Illinois. Illinois is in the Big Ten, sir. Illinois is in the Big Ten. I mean, come on. What are we talking about here? They don't play. It's not like they're playing 10 MAC teams a year. They're in the Big Ten. How many Illinois games did you watch last year? Illinois had a great defense last year. 1st and 10 for Kansas. They picked up another first down up to the 42. Jalen Daniels keeps again. Off right tackle this time. Falls forward for about 5 or 6 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up now for Kansas. Devin says Notre Dame going 12-0. Why? Because they beat Navy and Tennessee State. Don't you want to see them play at least a Power 5 team before you declare them 100-0 and World Cup champions? Didn't they hold Michigan to 17 last year? I don't remember the score, but it was a close game. 2nd and 5 coming up now for Kansas. On their own 47. Back to throw. Jalen Daniels looks to his left, going deep. Threw the ball 5 yards out of bounds. Not a good throw by Jalen Daniels that time. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 5 now coming up for Kansas. How did you bet this game? What platform is illegal in Georgia and South Carolina? It's not even possible. It is possible. You have to use a company based outside of the United States, though. You can't use like DraftKings or FanDuel or Caesar Sportsbook or any of those companies based in the United States. You got to use an online site registered outside of the United States. Kansas picks up the first down. Another wide open wide receiver. Man. Illinois is doing all right on 1st and 2nd down. On 3rd down, they can't get off the field on 3rd down. How bad Clemson look? Would you give Kansas a good shoot to beat Clemson, or am I crazy to think that? I would probably pick Clemson over Kansas, but it'd be an interesting game. Because like Duke, Kansas has a quarterback that can take over the game, similar to Riley Leonard from Duke. Another option, pitches, has lots of room, 45, 30, down to the 27-yard line. Another first down for Kansas. Kansas looking good early in this one. Octavian is going to be unbearable when we beat Tennessee. Yeah, but y'all aren't going to beat Tennessee, though. Florida's bad, man. Florida's real bad. There's a better chance of Tennessee beating you by 50 than there is of you beating Tennessee by 1. Pistol formation this time on 1st and 10. Kansas on their own 28. Snap. Hands the ball off. Tries to bounce outside. Nowhere to go. Defense was ready that time. He's going to lose 3 or 4 yards. 2nd and long coming up now for Kansas. Joe Milton will lose in Florida. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen, buddy. I know the glass is always half full for the Florida man, but Tennessee's fixing to come down there and put one on you. Second and call it 12 from just outside the 30. Shotgun again for Jalen Daniels. Looks to his right, now back to his left. Tries to set up a screen. Good defense again from Illinois, though. Running back does scamper forward for 3 or 4 yards. But again, Illinois playing good football on 1st and 2nd down. 3rd down's been their problem. Now we got a bunch of flags coming in late, so I don't see what happened here. Something after the play, it looks like. I think it's going to be on Illinois. Something after the play. I don't know if there was some pushing and shoving or something after the play or what went on here. The referees are having one of their 10-minute meetings. Yeah. Personal foul Dead ball after the play, personal foul, number 3 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Again, you've got Kansas backed up 3rd and long. You commit a penalty here. I mean, this is, oh yeah, he threw a guy to the ground late. Yeah, that was pretty obvious there. That was pretty obvious there. Easy call for the referee there. That looked like a frustration penalty there. So instead of 3rd and a mile, it's 1st and 10. Kansas in the red zone now. That was a 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of that play. Automatic 1st down. Coming up on a minute and a half to go in the first quarter. Kansas looking to extend their lead here. They scored a touchdown on their first possession. Now this is their second possession. Shotgun, 3 wide receivers. They're going to hand off right up the gut, inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Picks up 9 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 1 from the 5. This game might get ugly. This game might get ugly. Let's see. -2 rushing yards. Yeah, South Carolina. South Carolina's down bad, too. Hell, who's going to win between South Carolina and Florida? You know, somebody's got to win that game. Somebody's got to win between South Carolina and Florida when they play. 2nd and 3, they're going to call it from the 6. Another handoff. Up close to the 1st down. I think he's going to be a yard short, though. 3rd down coming up for Kansas here. For the record, Vol fans, if you let Florida play you close, we will all collectively rag on you all year. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right. Duke ain't played nobody. Who? Oh, Duke? Who have they played? They beat a terrible Clemson team. But who have they played? 3rd and 2. Throws into the end zone, wide open touchdown. Looks like a fullback out of the backfield. Boy, Kansas is just doing whatever they want. Another touchdown. It's about to be 14-0 with a minute to go in the first quarter. Colorado's going to beat USC this year. Yeah, no, they're not. I bet you any amount of money they're not. You just name your price. I bet you a month's worth of your allowance that Colorado's not beating Southern Cal. Spencer Rattler going for his record. He going for his jersey number this time. Not sure what that means. The extra point is good. Kansas 14, Illinois 7. Illinois 0 with 7 seconds to go in the first quarter. Yeah, we were talking about those Kansas uniforms a lot. Those are good-looking uniforms. I really like those helmets. Colorado 52. Southern Cal 54. Yeah, a bunch of people who don't want to bet a single dollar is what thinks Southern Cal's beating Colorado. Colorado is a trap game for Southern Cal. What? Nobody wants to put their money where their typing fingers are. Nobody wants to put their money where their typing fingers are. All these people will be gone after Colorado loses in Nebraska tomorrow. I want the Tennessee Vols, says Octavian. Yeah, you wanted Utah too, and then they beat the soul out of you. Kansas beats Texas again, question mark? I don't know about that. It's been a couple of years since that happened. When was that? 2021? And Texas beat them last year, right? The Colorado fans are this year's 22 Tennessee fans. Yeah, that's a good analogy. Well, there aren't any Colorado fans. That's the difference. There aren't any Colorado fans. There's just Deion fans who have found their way into the world of college football over the last 8 months. That's the difference. 1st and 10 for Illinois. They better get something going on this drive, or this is going to be a long night for them. Here's a nice play on the ground off left tackle. Picks up about 7 yards. Well, maybe 6 yards. Still, for Illinois, that's amazing. Hope Bama has a receiver take the helm tomorrow. Yeah, we've been waiting a couple of years for that, hadn't we? Been waiting a couple of years for that. Come on, Lou. There's a certain Colorado QB, you know. What, Shedeur Sanders? Yeah, Shedeur Sanders is really good. Shedeur Sanders is really good. But Colorado is not beating Southern Cal or Oregon or Utah or Nebraska tomorrow. Or about 6 other teams. Fighting Prime's going 1-11. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado literally changed their mascot to the Colorado Primes. I'm surprised Dion hasn't demanded it yet. No, I don't race my car, no. Colorado's got a great secondary and great weapons in the passing game, but they lack a front 7 on both sides of the ball. Yeah. I don't even know that they have a great secondary. They have one great secondary player. Will the hype be doubled tomorrow if Colorado goes 2-0? I can't stand another week of this. Well, the bad news is you're going to have to put up with 2 more weeks of it because then they play Colorado State, and they're definitely beating Colorado State. But then they play Oregon, at Oregon, I believe, and then they play Southern Cal. Don't they play Oregon and Southern Cal in back-to-back weeks? Who was favorite in this game? Kansas was a 3.5-point favorite. Thank you, Dylan. Voltard Rep, thank you for the super chat. He says, Florida lost to a third-string-led Utah team, and their fans think they are the best 0-1 team in the country. Yeah, third and fourth string. Third and fourth string. Utah played 2 different quarterbacks, the third and the fourth string. That's humiliating. Billy Napier said Graham Mertz was the best quarterback transfer in the country this year. Better than Sam Hartman. Boy, Billy Napier's about a goddamn retard, ain't he? Billy Napier's about a retard. Octavian, can you believe that shit? Can you believe Billy Napier said that Graham Mertz is better than Sam Hartman? You believe that? Wow. Billy Napier's about a retard. Number one fan of the youth. Thank you for the super chat. He says, what's the over-under? Florida schedules another Power 5 non-conference opener. I'd set it at 15 years. It's been 30 years since their last one, and they lost both of them. They lost 30 years ago on the road at Syracuse, and they lost 2 weeks ago on the road at Utah. Or a week and a half ago, whatever it was. A week ago. Yeah. Days are starting to run together. Nick, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, have a list of mini helmets you need, ? I found the black KU mini helmets, but currently out of stock. Was going to nab it and send it your way. No, I don't have a list anywhere, but I've got every Power 5 team. I've got every single Power 5 team, and then I've got, I don't know, like 40 group of 5, FCS, Ivy League, stuff like that. But I don't have like a list of the ones I don't have. But I have every Power 5 team. 2nd and 3. Nice play up the middle. Picks up a first down. Up to the, the 37-yard line. This is already about the best drive Illinois has had. Second quarter underway here. Kansas up 14-0. They've had the ball twice and went right down the field both times and scored. Really with no problem. No problem at all. Illinois has been struggling bad here in the first quarter. Let's see if they can get it turned around in quarter number 2. 1st and 10. Handoff. Another nice run on the ground off left tackle. This time picks up 7 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Do you think Florida has a chance to break Nebraska's record as the best 3-9 team in history, says Berto? You know what? Ohio State fans are the ones that make that decision. They're the ones that crown Nebraska as an amazing 3-win team that year. So we'd have to ask Ohio State fans on that. Mike Luca, thank you for the super chat. He says, woo, shame on you for taking Vandy with the points. 10 a.m. kickoff, question mark. No, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. 11 a.m. East Coast time. Morning beers for the Deeks. Tomorrow's going to be a long day. Can't wait. Yes, an 11 a.m. kickoff, though. Yeah, I took Vandy into points. I need Vandy to win, man. You know that. I'm on Vandy over 3.5 wins for the season. I bet that 6 months ago. I need Vandy to win more than 3.5 games. So, and they don't have a lot of opportunities for wins. So, I need them to win. I need them to win. 2nd and 4 for Illinois on their own 43. Play action pass, complete. Going to be a yard, maybe 2 short of the first down. 3rd and short coming up now for Illinois up close to midfield. Jeffrey Dahmer was a Buckeye. That's a fact. That is a fact. Jeffrey Dahmer attended the Ohio State University. That is a fact. 3rd and 2. Let's see if Illinois can pick up this first down and keep this drive alive. They're on their own 46-yard line. They may need to go for it either way, even if they don't get it. They're on the verge of getting blown out. What the hell happened? I gotta watch this shit again to see what the hell even happened. Somebody offsides or what the fuck was that? The quarterback and everybody was standing around and I don't even know what the hell was going on there. What is this? Oh, Illinois tried to trick them. Yeah, that shit didn't work at all. Now they got a punt. What in the absolute fuck was that, Brett Bielema? Oh my God. That dumbass fucking trick play kind of horse shit fucking circus shit. Next time Illinois gets the ball, they ought to try firing a midget out of a cannon. Jesus fuck, man. The fuck was that? You were running the ball down their throat the entire drive. You get to a 3rd and 1 and you got to try some tricky-dicky circus shit. Bring the big top out, start firing midgets out of a cannon. Get a fucking tightrope guy. Get one of those dumb fucks on a motorcycle to ride inside of a steel cage. Fucking circus show, man. God damn. Fucking Illinois, man. Lou, I'm a Deke, but also have connections to Tulane. If they beat Ole Miss and run the table 13-0, are they a legit playoff contender? Legit playoff contender? No. No. They'll get close, but I don't think they'll get in. I don't think they'll get in. Don't think they'll get in. Florida owns Florida State and Tennessee, says Octavian. Not this year, they don't. This year, they're getting fucking humiliated by both of those teams. Hey, Octavian, next year you're losing to 4 teams from the state of Florida. How do you feel about that? That has to make you mad. Is that true? Is it 4 or 3? How many teams are you losing to? Let's see. Next year, okay, Florida plays Miami. That's a loss. They play Florida State. That's a loss. You play Central Florida. That's a loss. So 3. You're losing to all 3 of the other Power 5 teams in the state of Florida next year, Octavian. How does that make you feel, buddy? How does that make you feel, buddy? Florida's going 0-3 against the state of Florida next season. They're going to lose to Miami. They're going to lose to Florida State. And they're going to lose to Central Florida. Well, I can't wait for those phone calls on my call-in show, Octavian. Octavian, please don't die before next football season. Please don't. Bielema looks like Uncle Buck. John Candy? Huh. Oh, is it USF? Oh, they lose them too. Shit. They lose to all of them. Shit. Whoever they play, they're losing to. That I know. That I know. Let's not forget that South Carolina has more ACC championships than Miami. That is true. That is true. Miami does have less ACC titles than South Carolina, which is just remarkable. It's just remarkable. John Candy and Stripes with the buzz cut. Yeah, that was a good one too. That was a good one too. I like those old John Candy movies. He's not alive anymore, is he? I think he passed away. Baltard Rep, thank you for the super chat. He says, you need to get Prime back on the call-in show. Yeah, I hope he calls back in. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. I'm sure Coach Prime will be calling back into the Uncle Lou show. I'm almost positive of it. All right, 1st and 10 after Illinois took a shit on the 50-yard line and then punted it away. Right back to Kansas. 1st and 10 on their own 17. Jalen Daniels back to throw all day in the pocket. Dancing around back there. Now he has to get rid of it. Throws it out of bounds. Nowhere to go with the ball. Nowhere to go with the ball. What time does Lou's show start tomorrow morning? 9 a.m. 9 a.m. College football kickoff show every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Right here on this channel. Get you started for all today's games. Yeah, come check it out. We give some money away at the end of that show every Saturday too. Or we try to. Y'all are 2 for 2 so far this season too on y'all's picks on there. So both weeks, y'all have won money both weeks. The comment section is 2 for 2. Jalen Daniels going to get sacked and thrown around like a rag doll back around his own 6-yard line. Wow. 3rd and forever coming up now. Surely Illinois can get off the field on this 3rd down. I don't know what the numbers are, but it's got to be. Kansas is something like 7 of 7 on 3rd down so far. They've converted every single 3rd down. I don't know whether it's 5 or 7 or how many 3rd downs they've had. They converted every single one though. We'll see if they can get this one. 3rd and 18 from their own 9. Surely Illinois can get off the field on this 3rd down. They give up this 3rd down conversion here. You might as well just hang it up, get back on the bus, and go home. Jalen Daniels from his own end zone throws over the middle, complete, dropped. Receiver had it, couldn't hang on, incomplete pass. 4th and 18 now, and Kansas is going to be punting from their own end zone. By far the best defensive series of the day from Illinois there. And they're going to get the ball back with really good field position here because Kansas is going to be punting from their own end zone. But they got to get something together offensively here. They got to find a way to get some points on this drive. 11:45 to go in the 2nd quarter. Illinois yet to score a point. Kansas 14, Illinois 0. Both teams 1-0. Kansas lines up for the punt. Punter 6 yards deep in his own end zone. Gets the kick away. Going to be fielded and fair caught at the Kansas 47-yard line. So Illinois is going to have great field position in Kansas territory here. Let's see if they can capitalize and try to make this game interesting. Nick, thank you for the super chat. He says, I get just as tired as you with our ignorant Ohio State fans, even though I'm a Buckeye. Just tell the idiot when Stanford has a winning record against Ohio State. If I tell Ohio State fans that Stanford has a winning record against them, you know what the Ohio State fans are going to say? You already know. They're going to say, well, if you only go from this year to this year, then Ohio State has a winning record. Because that's what they do with Michigan, you know. Michigan's got a winning record against Ohio State. But when you tell the Ohio State man that, instead of just saying, yeah, I know, I can't believe that. That pisses me off or whatever. They go, well, yeah, but if you don't count the first 20 years of the series, then we own the series. Well, then you don't own the series, man. Come on. Come on. It don't make no sense. The problem is the only time Ohio State sees them is when they aren't garbage. Yeah, like in the Rose Bowl, which means Ohio State would be good too, or they wouldn't be in the Rose Bowl. So, right. Yeah. Facts. Facts. Yeah, you're reasonable, but These Ohio State fans that make up the, well, if you only count the games that were played while both teams were members of the Big Ten, then Ohio State's got a winning record. Or if you only count the last 70 years. No. No, that's not how all-time series work. Michigan is leading the all-time series, period. That's the end of the sentence. It's not a comma at the end. It's not Michigan leads the all-time series, comma, but. No. Michigan leads the all-time series, period. And then that's the end of the conversation. That's it. That's all. I'll wear a Georgia hat and sing Glory, Glory, Old Georgia, says Junkyard Dog. What? When Georgia beats you again this year? Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that. Shane Beamer still blaming hot dogs. Yeah. Ban hot dogs now. Ban hot dogs. Ban chain gangs. Ban the chain crew. Ban hot dogs. Ban halftime breaks. In fact, just ban halftimes altogether. Ban food. Do you ever get tired of explaining simple concepts to Ohio State fans? No, Jordan, I don't. I don't. Believe it, I don't ever get tired of it. That's a great question, though. That's a great question, though. I still remember the Woody Hayes chop to the throat. Yeah, that was a Clemson player. That was a Clemson player that Woody Hayes punched in the face. Nicholas J., thank you for the Cash App. He says, what does he say? Gorilla Mask here. I took Kansas and the points. There you go. I took Illinois and the points. So apparently I'm allergic to money. All right, Illinois 1st and 10 after finally forcing a punt. And they've got really good field position, but they don't pick up much on first down. This drive starts in Kansas territory, though, so we'll see if they can get something going. It's going to be 2nd and long after a short gain on first down. 11:20 in the second quarter, and the clock is running. Luke Altmaier, the quarterback for Illinois. 2nd and 9 from the Kansas 45. Shotgun. Snap, back to throw. Looking to his right. Now wants to take off. Can't. They grab a hold of him from behind, and he's going to be sacked again. 3rd and 15 coming up now. Illinois is just an offensive mess. Twisted Rooster says, got a new sponsor for my channel. Oscar Mayer is sponsoring my halftime show. Yeah, right. The South Carolina hot dogs. Y'all should change y'all's mask. Instead of the Gamecocks, y'all should just become the hot dogs. 3rd and 15 now. Shotgun again. Back on their own 49 now. Altmaier looking under pressure again. Gets across the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Picked up a couple of yards. It's going to be 4th and 12. They're going to have to kick it away again. There is a flag down, but this probably going to be holding on Illinois. Illegal formation on Illinois. Kansas is going to decline that and just make them punt the ball. Voltard Rep, thank you again for the super chat. He says, a bet has been made, Lou, between me and Octavian. If Florida beats Tennessee, I will change my profile picture to a gator. If Tennessee wins, he will call in and sing Rocky Top for you. I think that's hilarious and great, but now I'm not in the middle of any of y'all's bets in the comment section. If y'all make bets in the comment section, and one person doesn't pay up to the other, I'm not involved. That's between the two of you. I think that's a great bet, though. It's a non-money bet, so there's not really any reason for either one of you not to show up. Nice punt by Illinois is going to be down to around the 5 or 6 yard line, so Kansas backed up again. We'll see if the Illinois defense can force another punt. Can we change South Carolina to the Oscar Myers? Boy, Shane Beamer's just a fucking goofball, man. He's just a goofball. Number one fan of the U said, South Carolina and Florida fans talking smack to Michigan fans is funny. Y'all both dropped Michigan off the schedule, and Michigan has more natties than both of them combined. I don't know anything about South Carolina and Florida dropping Michigan off their schedule. I don't know anything about that. A bunch of Big Ten teams a few years ago canceled a bunch of games they had with SEC teams because the Big Ten signed an agreement with the Pac-12. Which is why you see Big Ten teams still to this day playing Pac-12 teams a lot early in the season. In fact, I think Michigan and Washington played a series, if I remember right. Like Ohio State and Georgia had a home-and-home scheduled, and Ohio State canceled it because the Big Ten signed an agreement with the Pac-12. So Ohio State backed out of their home-and-home with Georgia and scheduled Oregon instead. And then Oregon came to Columbus and beat their fucking ass. Ohio State pussied out of a home-and-home with Georgia, scheduled Oregon instead, and then Oregon came to Columbus and spanked their little bottom blue, ran for 300 yards on those woozies. Now that shit was funny. Shane Beamer's worst enemy is Joey Chestnut. Yeah, Shane Beamer versus Joey Chestnut might be the best rivalry in all of college football. Imagine if Illinois or Iowa played UGA's defense. Yeah, they'd never get a first down, would they? They'd never get a first down. South Carolina game wieners. Thank you, Crawdad Watson. UM equals Miami. South Carolina and Florida canceled a series with Miami, you're saying. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I'm not saying it's not true. I just don't know anything. I just don't know anything about it. Same thing happened with Ohio State dropping Tennessee. Yeah. Milrow will turn a lot of heads tomorrow. Boy, the Bama fans want to believe in Mildew so bad. K-Star, you spent all offseason telling me Mildew wasn't starting, buddy. You told me from the end of last season through the offseason that Ty Simpson was going to be your starter this year, buddy. What happened? What happened to that? 1st and 10 for Kansas. Jalen Daniels keeps up the gut. Nowhere to go. Is going to lose a yard. Back to the 5-yard line. Jalen Daniels must weigh about 80 pounds because every time he gets tackled, he gets slung around like a rag doll. Look at this. Every time anybody touches him, he just gets ragdolled. He's a good quarterback, but man, no, he might not make it through the season again. And they run him a lot. 2nd and 10. He did not get back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know what is his second. It should be 2nd and 11. Back to throw, standing in his own end zone, gets rid of it, complete, across the 10 to the 11, takes a big hit there. 3rd down coming up now for Kansas. They picked up 7 or 8 yards there on that 2nd down. No, 5 yards. What is going on here? 3rd and 5. HJB96, thank you for the super chat. He says, Illinois has family on the back of their helmets. Maybe a good place for Brian Kelly. Kansas has something on the back of theirs, too. Oh, rock chalk. Kansas has rock chalk on the back of their helmets. 3rd and 5. Jalen Daniels back to throw. Good protection. Uh-oh. Now he's running for his life. Gets rid of it. Complete! Out across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Wow. He had good protection, and then a blitzer or something got free and damn near got to him in the end zone. Right there. Escapes that. Rolls out to his left. I thought maybe he was going to take off running, but to his credit, he kept his eyes downfield and hit the big tight end for a nice gain. Now on 1st and 10, they're going to run it up the middle with Daniels. Not the quarterback Daniels, a different Daniels, the running back Daniels. He picks up about 4 yards. Too many Daniels here on this team. I don't like that. 2nd and 4 after that 6-yard gain. That was big for Kansas. They had been backed up inside their own 10-yard line for the last couple of possessions. They get out now, though. 2nd and 4. Play action pass. Wants to go deep. Not there. Now he scrambles. Checks off down to the running back. And he's going to be slung out of bounds short of a first down. 3rd and about 3 coming up now for Kansas. Texas, they own Ohio State, says Sam. Octavian says, we want the Tennessee Volunteers. You're going to get them. You're going to get them in 8 days, buddy. And they're going to come down there and beat the ever-loving will to live out of you. 3rd and 2. Let's see if Illinois can get off the field here. Shotgun. Jalen Daniels waits on the snap. Now he looks over the sideline. Gets his permission slip signed. Now he's ready to go. Snap. Option. He keeps. Picks it up and then some. Wow. Nice move by Jalen Daniels that time. Picks up 10, 15 yards there. He looks wore out, though. A little bit slow getting up. Not like injury slow, but like I'm wore out slow. Faked the pitch on the option. Planted his foot in the ground. Took off upfield. He looks like he needs a breather. Kansas might need to call a timeout. Both teams have all 3 timeouts remaining, coming up on 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. I'd be shocked if this is a quarterback run. He looks like he's running on empty, the quarterback, Jalen Daniels. Going to see a running play here to the running back, I'm pretty sure. Another option to the other side this time, and Daniels does keep. Stumbles forward just across the line of scrimmage, might have gained a yard. They're going to have to, they need to call a timeout or something. I mean, this guy is useless right now. Jayden Daniels, he's just out of breath. He needs a break, coach. This guy's got a fucking plunger stuck through his head. How in the fuck is that? Boy, Kansas people are a special breed. What is this guy doing? Are y'all watching this on TV? That guy had a plunger stuck through his fucking head. Well, what is going on? 2nd and 9. Pistol formation now for Kansas. Back to throw. Over the middle. Complete to a wide open tight end. I mean, there was nobody near him. Nobody near him. Another first down for Kansas. They need to run the big house stairs to get in shape. They need to do something. That quarterback is breathing heavy. Breathing heavy. Hands on his hips. Nothing better to do in the state of Kansas. Nothing better to do than stick a plunger through your head. Wow, that's bad. That's bad. Throws complete on a slant. One-handed catch. Close to another first down. Kansas on a roll again in the red zone. It's the high altitude in Lawrence. Yeah. All those mountains, yeah. In them Kansas mountains. Lou, who would you favor in Clemson versus Kansas? Probably, I don't know. Somebody asked me that earlier. Probably Kansas, because just like Duke, they've got this quarterback that's a problem. And I'd probably... Fuck. Yeah, I'd take Kansas over over Clemson. Jesus, man, the Taters are down bad. The fact that I even have to think about that is bad. Isn't it? You shouldn't have to. If someone asks, that should be a dumb question. That should be the type of question I read and hit the 5-star dummy. You know what I mean? I should read that question and just be like, wow. That's the dumbest question I've ever heard. But the fact that I can't do that, touchdown Kansas. The fact that I can't do that, the fact that I even have to think about whether or not Kansas could beat Clemson, tells you everything you need to know about the state of Tatertown in 2023. Man, they're down bad. They are down bad. Wow. Keep Pigskin Pete in your thoughts. He still thinks Clemson is good. How long will you stream this game? Until it ends? Or until y'all quit watching? Or until it's just like completely pointless? Lou is a Taterman remix coming soon. Nah, well, I don't know what your definition of soon is, but if you remember, I released Taterman. I released my #1 hit single, Taterman, in the offseason leading up to a Georgia versus Clemson game in week 1. Well, Georgia plays Clemson in week 1 again next year. So maybe we'll have a Taterman remix next offseason ahead of the Georgia-Clemson week 1 game next year. Big 12 better than the Big 10. Yeah, man, the Big 10 is down bad. Real bad. The Big 10 is down bad, man. I mean, this is just, I don't know what the Big 10 is going to do. I don't know what the Big 10 is going to do. The Big 10's getting humiliated by Kansas. I mean, it's just bad all the way around. Purdue lost to a group of... Purdue won the Big 10 West last year, comes out, loses to a group of 5 team. Man, the Big 10's down bad. The Big 10 is down pretty bad, ain't they? I want to see Florida versus Indiana State, says Jake King. App State plus 19 at North Carolina is a ton of points. Yes, it is. Is it up to 19? I almost bet that game earlier. It was at 18. I don't know. I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't pull the trigger. They will barely make a bowl at best. Who? Kansas? Yeah, and they're humiliating Illinois. Boy, the Big Ten's in rough shape. Y'all think the Big Ten's going to be able to keep its Power 5 status? Big Ten winning the Natty this year? What would that be? Their 3rd this century? How many national titles has the Big Ten won this century? 2? God damn. 2 national titles this century. Hey, the good news is I'm 45. I'm old enough to remember back when the Big Ten was good and could actually win national titles. But that was a long time ago. Kansas is winning the Natty. Yep, go ahead and crown them. I guess it's going to be Kansas versus Florida State for the national title game. That seems to be the popular consensus from the games that have been played so far. Big Ten West / MAC merger. Could happen. Probably needs to happen. Kickoff goes into the end zone for a touchback. Illinois down 21-0 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. Getting blowed out. Duke versus Colorado. Yeah, here's your playoff teams based on internet comment sections. Duke, Colorado, Florida State, and Kansas. Those are your 4 playoff teams. Kansas with those big corn-fed girls. There's nothing wrong with that, Billy Cole. Illinois keeps it on the ground on first down, picks up about 4 yards. Second and about 6 coming up for Illinois. I think I said Kansas, but Illinois actually got the ball. Illinois got the ball. Just under 3 minutes to go. 2nd and 5. Back to throw this time. Gets rid of it over the middle. Caught. Good for a first down up to the 39-yard line. 4 wide for Illinois. 5 wide after the back goes in motion. Tunnel screen to the wide receiver, makes the catch. Stumbles forward for the first down into Kansas territory around the 48-yard line. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the half now. Is Miami good this year, Lou? Well, it depends on your definition of good. I think they're better than last year. I think they're losing tomorrow. 1st and 10, Altmaier throws, complete, slant over the middle, another first down. 1:50 to go now. The clock stops now because we're under 2 minutes. So the clock will stop now. This is last year's rule. When you get under 2 minutes, it's same rules as it always has been before. They stop the clock, set the chains. Now the clock starts again. 138, 137. Now Kansas takes a timeout here. It's going to be 1st and 10 following this timeout. Best drive of the day for Illinois. Brett Bielema. Brett Bielema in that. Tiger Paw Craven, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, we're down bad. Might be time for Dabo to get a new shipment of that Ostarine like it's 2018 again. Yeah, get some of that tater juice. And get you some more of that tater juice. Gotta do something. They got to do something because Florida State's coming in a couple of weeks. And that looks like a problem. That looks like a problem for Clemson right now. Woo, do you think the SEC redeems themselves this week? We have 5 Power 5 games plus Ole Miss versus Tulane. Well, big play by Illinois down to the 10-yard line on a back shoulder fade. Illinois lucky they didn't get called for an unsportsmanlike there. The receiver got up and just started yelling at the DB. DB just pointed at the scoreboard. That's all he needed to do. 1st and goal, just inside the 10. Back to throw. Draw. Quarterback takes off inside the 5. Dives forward to the 3. 2nd and goal coming up with 1:15 to go and the clock ticking. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Plenty of time left now. We got Alabama and Texas. Alabama's favored. Wake Forest and Vandy. Wake Forest is favored. Auburn at Cal. Auburn's favored. Mississippi State at one of the Arizona schools. Mississippi State's favored. Probably come down to the Alabama-Texas game. If Alabama wins, the SEC probably go 3-2. I think it'll be 3-2 or 2-3. It'll be close, one or the other. Touchdown, Illinois. Illinois just won't go away. They're going to make us stay around for the second half, aren't they? They're going to make me stick around for the second half. They cut the lead to 14 here if the extra point is good. But they have Mustard. Who's got Mustard? Pac-12 was fun to watch last season, and it looks to be really good this year too. They may be the second best conference, top to bottom. I think they were the 3rd best conference last year. Could be the 2nd this year, maybe. We'll see. And yeah, it was probably the most entertaining conference to watch last year. I tried to get people to watch the Pac-12 last year. There was good games in the Pac-12 every single week, and I think that's going to be the case again this year. And then now, plus you got the Colorado factor, which is, that's just a fucking circus. Every stop Colorado makes is a 3-ring circus. It do what it do. Yeah, it do what it do. Always. It always do what it do. It never does what it don't. It do what it do. It never does what it don't. I'll be back streaming tomorrow at noon too for all the noon games. So I think that's the Colorado-Nebraska game. Yeah. Vandy at Wake Forest, Ball State at Georgia, Notre Dame at NC State, Utah at Baylor, Nebraska at Colorado. All those games come on at noon tomorrow. So I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow at noon. I'll have 3 or 4 of them on. So if y'all want to hang out tomorrow at noon and watch those games, come on back and hang out. We'll watch some college football tomorrow at noon. And then at 7 o'clock tomorrow night for the primetime games, I'll be streaming on Patreon. That's the Texas-Alabama game. Yep. 521 people in here and only 100 and something thumbs up. Well, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Now, y'all done made me mad now. Kansas on the ground on 1st and 10. Hit the thumbs up. We ought to... how about 300 thumbs up before halftime? 300 thumbs up before halftime. I have faith in all of your ability to do this. Y'all hit the thumbs up. It really does help, and it's the easiest thing you can do to help the channel and help the stream. 35 seconds to go. Kansas up 21-7. Illinois finally scored there. Let's see if Kansas tries to get more points here before the half. I think Kansas gets the ball too to start the second half. Jalen Daniels back to throw on 1st and 10, running for his life. Scrambles out to his right. Throws downfield. Caught! What a catch! Holy shit! What a catch! That's all the way down around the 10-yard line. Holy moly! On the 17. Now into the end zone. Incomplete, but they're going to call pass interference on Illinois. So it's going to be 1st and 10, or 1st and goal now for Kansas. Wow, what a disastrous end of the half. Illinois finally goes down a score, cuts it to 14. And then with a minute and a half to go, they've let Kansas go right down the damn field. Now it's going to be 1st and goal with 14 seconds to go. Wow. Wow. Smack the like button like Utah smacked Florida around. Yeah, do that. Do that. All right, we hit 300 likes. Y'all are good people. Y'all are good people. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look at this catch. What a catch. What a catch. 1st and goal from the 2. 4 wide. Jalen Daniels in a shotgun. Snap. Quarterback draw. Right up the gut. I think he's going to be about a half a yard short. 2nd and goal coming up from like the 6-inch line. Just barely short. Just barely short. Sir Duke, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says Colorado's a one-trick pony and a chip trick circus. Their one trick is Travis Hunter and their cheap circus is Deion's media personality, period. Yeah. Colorado's going to lose a bunch of games this year. It's just bound to happen. Bound to happen. They're favored over Nebraska this week by, the line keeps going up and up and up. You know, there's more money bet on the Nebraska-Colorado game this week than any of the NFL games this week. That's extremely unusual. That's extremely unusual. Usually the NFL games have more money bet on them than the college football games, but Colorado's got more money bet on it. It's the most bet. Bet college football game of the week, and it's more money on that game than any of the NFL games. Another direct snap. And into the end zone for a touchdown this time. Right? Did they call it? Yeah, touchdown. Okay. Touchdown. So, wow, it looked like Illinois maybe was going to get back in this thing here at the end of the first half, but Kansas said, nope, we got other plans, went right down the field with a minute and a half to go and scored with 5 seconds to go. And I think they get the ball, too, Kansas, to start the third quarter. I'm pretty sure. Chandler Dickey, thank you for the super chat. He says, Brett Bielema looks like Butthead's dad. Did it ever even show their parents? I don't remember that. Wildcat was too easy. That catch earlier in the drive was insane, says Daniel Lofton. Yeah, that was a hell of a catch. Shador Sanders didn't just throw for 500 yards. Yeah, 510. And he completed like 90% of his passes. It wasn't like he threw the ball 100 times. I mean, he had like a 90% completion rate. Now, Colorado's defense doesn't exist at all, period. And they can't run the ball. So, if there's a team that figures out how to slow down their passing game, they're in big, big trouble. Big, big trouble. Because their defense is non-existent. And they can't run the ball. FSU is not going to the playoffs, says Brian Gentry. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because, they could lose a game and still get in. Doesn't matter which game they lose. As long as they win the ACC at 12-1 or better, they're going to get in the playoffs. And it's hard to figure out which game they're going to lose now when you look at their schedule. It's hard to see a loss there. They're going to be favored in every game they play, including on the road at Clemson. Do people not know that Shador will throw for a lot of yards on Nebraska's secondary? Well, some people think that he will. Some people think that he won't. You think Troy has a chance at K-State tomorrow? A chance? Yeah, but I really like Kansas State. I really like Kansas State. FSU will get exposed. I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Does Furman have a chance at South Carolina? Yes. Yes, Furman's got a chance at South Carolina. Yes. If you think last week was embarrassing, stay tuned. Stay tuned. South Carolina could lose that game. I don't think they will, but they could. Furman's not a pushover. I mean, for what they are. They're an FCS team. South Carolina should win the game, of course, but there's a lot worse FCS teams you could play than Furman. That's the end of the first half. Kansas 28, Illinois 7. Who's the better team, North Carolina or Duke? Man. Hard to tell after just 1 week. I don't know. I don't know. I probably would lean North Carolina. If Notre Dame does well against NC State, can we say they are a legitimate 10th ranked team? Yeah, I think Notre Dame's a legitimate top 10 team now. Blake Wright, this isn't reality. Lions beat the Chiefs and Kansas is rolling. I'm hoping for Vanderbilt to pull it off tomorrow, says Chandler Dickey. Yeah, me too. Me too, but I don't think they are. I think Wake Forest wins. I picked Vandy in the points just hoping for a close game, but I think Vandy wins. Oh, there it is. Dumbest comment of the day. Someone predicting that Kansas would beat Georgia. 5-star dummy. Ah, damn. You know whoever typed that's wearing Velcro shoes. You know they are. 100%. 100% whoever typed that is wearing Velcro shoes. Is Carolina Jackpot the guy that live comments games? He cracks me up. Yeah, he's a South Carolina fan that live streams a lot of during the South Carolina game. Yeah. Kind of a bigger, bald-headed guy. Yep. 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 He's a good guy. I like Jackpot. What would Ohio State have to do to restore confidence against Youngstown State? Probably nothing they can do. I mean, they definitely need to throw for some touchdown passes, though. But it's hard to impress people against. I mean, Georgia beat UT Martin 49-6, and all I keep hearing is now we're going 8-4. Georgia's going 8-4 because they only beat UT Martin 49-6 and had or 48-7, whatever it was, and only had 600 yards of offense, only had 400 yards passing. So they're going 8-4 now. So when you play these lower level teams, it's hard to do anything that impresses the internet. Is it me or does that Jayhawk look like it has the bird flu? What? Last year, UJ opponents had the best record of anyone. That's a fact. UJ's opponents last year had a higher winning percentage than any team's opponents in the country. That is true. That is true. It's also true that in the last 2 years, Georgia's 29-1 with 2 national championships. And in those 2 years, they beat every single team that ever won a national championship during the playoff era and every single team that ever lost a championship during the playoff era. Every one of them. Every one of them. Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Oregon. Beat Tennessee when they were ranked number 1 for 1 week in November last year. Beat Michigan in the playoffs. FSU didn't win a championship in the playoff era, or make a championship game in the playoff era. So no, I didn't. Beat LSU too. Yeah, beat LSU. UJ beat Cincy in 2021. Yes. No, in 2020. Georgia beat Cincinnati in the 2020 season. Yeah, the streaming schedule scrolling on the bottom of the screen. I'm streaming now. I'm streaming tomorrow. I'm streaming all the noon games tomorrow right here on YouTube. And I'm streaming the primetime games on my Patreon page tomorrow night at 7. And then at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning and every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. I do the college football kickoff show right here on this channel. Is this live? No. This is pre-recorded. This is pre-recorded. Did you see West Georgia is going to move up to Division 1? No, I didn't see that. 2021 was not the COVID year. 2020 was the COVID year. Is this live? No. No. This isn't live. This is artificial. This isn't even me. This is artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. It's not even me. I thought at the Uncle Lou was physic, says Roger Dodger. No, I'm not physic. I'm not physic. What do you think South Carolina's ceiling is this season? 8 wins. 8 wins is the ceiling. Is this rewindable? I believe so. I believe so. Oh, you thought I was psychic? Thought you said physic. Yeah, I am psychic. I am psychic. For example, when you asked me if I was physic, I knew you were about to then say psychic. I already knew that. What is Clemson's ceiling? 10 wins. No, 9. Clemson's ceiling 9 wins. You want me to call you a 5-star dummy, Octavian? All right. Never had anybody ask me to do that before, but here you go, Octavian.
5-star dummy.
A.D. Mitchell or Dominic Lovett? Who's better? A.D. Mitchell. Where'd you get the wanted sunglasses from? Well, this is the second pair I've ever had. Slim Shady Canes in the comment section, he sent me these. The first ones I had were green, and I found them in a gift shop in St. Augustine, Florida. And I ended up, I gave those away. I did some kind of giveaway. I forget. Hell, I don't even remember who got them. I think Rod, I don't even remember who got it. But anyway, Slim Shady Canes sent me these, the red and black ones. I used to have green ones. If you go back a couple of years, you'll see they were green. And Slim Shady Canes sent me these, and so I gave the green ones away to a viewer. I know this is pre-recorded, but can you put on the wanted sunglasses? Yeah. Yeah. Miami's beating Clemson this year, ? Right now, if I had to pick that game, I would pick Clemson. Now, if Miami finds a way to beat Texas A&M tomorrow, maybe I change my mind. But I picked Texas A&M to win tomorrow. But I would probably take Clemson over Miami right now. But I mean, that game looks a lot more winnable for Miami now than it did a week ago, right? August Gray, I'm sorry to hear that. That's terrible. Um, that's terrible. I hate to hear that. I hope you and your family are doing okay. I'm sure you are. But that's horrible. I hate to hear that. Lou, didn't you give up the green glasses because of Oregon? Well, I think it just happened to coincide with the Oregon game. Slim Shady sent me these, and so I decided to give away the green ones. And I think I did tie it into the Oregon game some kind of way. How I don't want to be caught wearing green or something. I think I did end up doing something like that, but that wasn't the reason. Like Slim Shady Canes just sent me these because he's a nice guy. Like, and then once I had them, I was like, well, I guess I can give the green ones away. And it just happened to coincide with the Oregon game. So I think I did do something where I threw the green wanted glasses in a trash can or something and said I'm never wearing those again and blah, blah, blah. But I ended up giving them away to a viewer. What does it look like with those letters going through the glasses? You never wore pinhole glasses before? I mean, you can't. You don't see the words. You don't see the letters or the words. Any chance Arch Manning leaves Texas after this year if he doesn't see the field? No. No. Well, I mean, there's always a chance, but he didn't go to Texas expecting to start this year. I mean, he's not even the backup. He's third string. Uncle Lou, do you think the SEC will move to a pod system? No. I don't. Lou, who has wasted more talent? Third base Ryan Day or Jumbo Shrimp Fisher? Jumbo Fisher. Ryan Day at least wins 10, 11, 12 games a year, wins the conference every once in a while, makes playoffs, makes national championship games. Jumbo Fisher's never done any of that at Texas A&M. Is California says athletes have to be paid? Will that have major ramifications? Yes. Wife saver better be open this year for the title game, says Chandler Dickey. Yeah, that pissed me off last year. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get a snack. I'll be right back. Yep. Heisman has passed out way too early. Should be after all the bowl games, says Billy Cole. Tennessee needs to win the swamp. Tennessee, man. I don't know what that means. Boiled peanuts gives me unbearable, stank, nasty gas, but I love them, says V-Type. Boiled peanuts are unbelievable. I love boiled peanuts. Lou, what was the game day food tonight? I cooked a steak and, what is it called when you, it's, shit, what is the name of it? Potatoes au gratin? Is that what it's called? It's like the package of potatoes that's got like a cheesy mix and you cook it in the oven. What is that called? I think it's potatoes au gratin. Anyway, I had a ribeye. Ribeye steak. Yeah, potatoes au gratin with like a cream sauce on it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I had a steak and that. I had a steak and that. Scalloped potatoes au gratin potato, whatever they were. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. We may order in or pick something up. Call a to go from somewhere. We may do a to go thing tomorrow for dinner, for food tomorrow. I mean, I've got all kinds of shit here to snack on. It's the meal stuff is what I got to figure out. But I'm eating celery, vegetable celery and ranch dressing right now. But I still have half a cheese ring in there from last weekend too, and that's after giving a lot of it away. We made that cheese ring last weekend. It was really good. But the recipe, when you make it, it feeds 22 people. There's 2 of us here. This feeds 22 people. So I ate about half of it myself, though I'm not going to lie. And I gave about 25% of it away, so there's about 25% of it still in there. So I'll eat some of that tomorrow. I still have some boiled peanuts from last weekend, too. And then I think we're going to... order something for dinner. Uncle Lou, I'm having lobster and crab legs delivered to your house tomorrow for the Georgia game, says Drewski. Well, you're probably kidding, but somebody did send me oysters one time while I was live streaming. In fact, Roger, are you still in here? It was during the Southern Cal Tulane game last year, if I remember right. It was during the Southern Cal Tulane game. Somebody knocked on my door. I was like, who the fuck is that? I went to the door. It was a Uber Eats driver. And he delivered me 2 dozen oysters. That's Cole. Y'all know Colby from the comment section. Colby had called and ordered 2 dozen oysters delivered to my house last year during the Southern Cal Tulane game. So, thank you for the super chat. He says, "Hey Lou, have you ever thought about making an SEC only power rankings video? I know you like to be all college, but would love to see it." No, I don't do power rankings. I don't do power rankings. Now, during the off season, I do some ranking. The only rankings I do during the season is the Uncle Lou Top 25 every Monday. I did it on Tuesday this week because we still had games on Monday. But normally, the Uncle Lou Top 25 comes out every Monday. But that's the only Top 25 I do. I don't do conference-specific rankings or power ratings. I just do my own Top 25. Lou, would what you do if SC somehow manages to take down the Bulldogs? What would I do? I don't know. Like, what would my reaction be? I don't know. Reactions aren't pre-planned. If they are, it's not a reaction. It's just a plan. So I don't know what I would do. I wonder if Lou see it. I think the NIL issue is going to have guys bad in debt. How? What do you mean? Giving people money is going to cause them to go into debt? Lou, what would a Georgia FSU matchup look like? It'd be an interesting game. Georgia would be favored by somewhere between 7 and 10 points, I'm sure. Uncle Lou needs to be my pro wrestling manager and wear a suit with the wanted glasses to the ring. You're a pro wrestler? You want me to be your manager? I would love to do that. The problem is I don't have time. Don't have time. Sounds like a great idea, though. Nobody is going to take NIL money as an advance. It's not an advance, it's a paycheck. Can we get Uncle Lou on college game day for guest picker? Don't have time for that either. Plus, I do my own Saturday morning college football show. I'm not going on their show. If one of them wants to come on my show, I might allow that. But I'm not going on their show. I do my own show. Lou acknowledged the tribal chief. Who, White Tonto? Yeah, shout out to White Tonto. Uncle Lou, what would be your WWE ring name and finishing move? I don't know. I stopped thinking about wrestling as soon as I turned double digits in age. I think I might just call in on Tuesdays after the big games, says Millennial Diamond. Yeah, call-in shows every Tuesday night and Thursday night at 9 p.m. Lou, is Kansas going 14-0? I don't even understand that question. What about the 15th game? You don't want me to guess on the 15th game? I mean, 15-0 is 15 games in 0 is 15-0 is a national title. 14-0 means you won your conference championship in the first round playoff game. It just seems like a weird proposition that you would stop there and not go all the way to the national title thing. It makes me think maybe you don't even know what a team's record would be at that point in the year like that how many games are played or something. Who would win in a fight, Kirby Smart or Shane Beamer? Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart's wound so damn tight. Kirby Smart looks like he could probably beat another human being to death, no problem, and then would have no problem sleeping at night either. He's wound so damn tight. He needs to relax a little. I honestly worry he's going to have a heart attack at like the age of 55. He gets almost as mad as I do. He gets almost as riled up as I do. Yeah, Shane Beamer ain't going nowhere near a hot dog the rest of this season. You can count on that. Furman beats Carolina tomorrow. Book it. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Now, I picked South Carolina to win, and I think they will win, but that's not the most shocking thing that could happen tomorrow. I mean, South Carolina's got a lot of issues. Who's the best non-Power 5 team out there? Well, I think it's Tulane until proven otherwise. Just smashed my TV. I broke plenty of TVs on here. Plenty. Nice return for Kansas here, no surprise. To start the third quarter out across the 30 to the 32-yard line. They're up 28-7. First and 10, Kansas, third quarter underway. 4-lane highway is always better than 2-lane. Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah, Tulane used to be in the SEC. There you go. Look at this. Wow. Huge run. Kansas all the way down to the red zone already. Boy, they're fixing to pour it on here. Boy, the Big Ten is down bad. Boy, keep your thoughts with the Big Ten. I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the Big Ten's going to do. Wow. Is my bookie legal? What? Any internet gambling you do is legal for you. It's the internet gambling rules, laws are all applied to the banks, not to you. Lou, do you think you could, what is that? Do you think you could take down the tribal chief? Who, White Tonto? Only thing good about Kansas is their jerseys. Well, their quarterback's pretty good. Their running back's pretty good. They got a couple of good wide receivers. Their coach is good. Their helmet is amazing. So I disagree with you on that. I'm going to have to go ahead and disagree with you on that. Third and 8 coming up for Kansas. On their own, or no, on the Illinois 24. Jalen Daniels back to throw, gets rid of it. Incomplete. Looks like we're going to have our first field goal attempt of the game with Kansas up 28-7. Drive bogs down with 13 minutes to go in the third. This will be about a 40-yard field goal attempt here on 4th and 8. Kansas is going to look to extend their lead. They're up by 21 right now. Wow, this field goal kicker is hot doo-doo. He only made 57% of his field goals last year. That's absolutely horrendous. This is from the right hash mark. Going to be about a 41-yarder. Kick is up, and he missed it again. No, he made it. Snuck it in, but barely. And there's all kinds of flags come down at the end. What is this now? No one in Illinois, they probably ran into the kicker or some dumb shit. What did they do now? Unreal. What is this? Personal foul on Illinois, but it was after the play, dead ball, so the penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Wisconsin is getting a bit overhyped, in my opinion. I'm starting to think they beat Washington State, though. I do think they beat Washington State, but I think it's going to be close. I took Washington State in the points in that game, but I do think Wisconsin will win. Lou, do you like college baseball? No. I don't. Uncle Lou, can you teach us how to say DJ Ooey Ungalale? Yeah. DJ Ooey Ungalale. There you go. Or you can just say the ukulele for short. So it's either the ukulele or DJ Ooey Ungalale. Like that. And it helps if you like open your eyes really wide like you're surprised when you do it like this. DJ Ooey Ungalale. Like that. It helps you to pronounce it better. Helps you to pronounce it better. Unfair stat to show that kicker was a transfer from Texas State. Illinois as a team was 57% last year. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was confusing then. Nico, I'm about to leave you. Yeah, he's the backup at Tennessee. For now. For now. Yeah, for now. All right, Illinois with the ball following the kickoff. Nice looking play here on the ground. Picks up about 11 yards. First down, Illinois. UncleLouHere. UncleLouHere. Another flag. Let me guess, it's on Illinois again. No, on Kansas that time. Well, this game is getting, what do they call it? Chippy. This game is getting chippy. Lots of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Lots of pushing and shoving at the end of plays. Those blue face masks on those black helmets look really good. Those Kansas helmets look really good. Those might be the best looking helmets I've seen this season. I really like those Kansas helmets. Uncle Lou, your season is over. Alabama will be the first team up. Well, it'll either be Alabama or Texas. Boy, this Luke Altmaier does not need to be, he's not a Division I quarterback. This guy, look how scared he gets. Watch his feet here. Watch him. What is he doing there? Wow. That's not a Division I quarterback there. That he ain't got no business anywhere near the Power 5, this Luke Altmaier. Wow. Looks like a scared 3-year-old anytime anybody gets near him. 2nd and 16. Illinois keeps it on the ground. Fights forward for a couple of yards, but still, it's going to be 3rd and about 14 now. Kansas winning the Big 12, says Lucas Sharp. All right, Junkyard Dog, we'll see you tomorrow, buddy. 3rd and 14, Altmaier in the pocket. Throws. Complete. Short of the first down, though. He's got a decent arm. He's got a decent arm and makes pretty good throws if the pocket is 100% clean. But, man, you get any pressure on him at all or the pocket starts to collapse at all, you could just see the fear. You just see the fear. I think they're going to go for it on 4th and 4. They're in Kansas territory on the Kansas 44. 4th and 4. They need to get to the 49. They need to get to the 39. So it's really about 4th and 5. 4th and about 5. They need to get to the. They need to get across the 39-yard line. So it's 4th and 5. I think Illinois took a timeout. Yeah, Illinois took a timeout. Billy Boy, thank you for the super chat. He says, couldn't join earlier or stay, but have a good morning, Lou. All right, Billy. You too, buddy. Hope to see you tomorrow. Oklahoma should demote Brian Venables to defensive coordinator and hire Lance Leopold, the Kansas coach. Is it Leopold or Lance? Is it Lance Leipold? I'm not sure how to pronounce the last name. I've heard it both ways, Leipold and Leopold. I'm not sure. Why is UncleLouHere so much fun to say? It just is. It's just one of those things. Don't question it. Just enjoy it, you know? Don't question it. Just enjoy it. It's Lance Leipold. Okay, thank you, Lucas. It's Leipold. Okay, so I'll continue to say Leopold then, because I have a reputation to uphold here with mispronouncing names. And I fully intend to uphold that reputation. Do you like Todd Hartley being named assistant head coach for Georgia? I don't really care. I don't really care. The next big coaching problem for Georgia is not Todd Hartley or who's going to be the assistant head coach. The next big coaching problem for Georgia is going to be losing Glenn Schumann, because that day is coming soon. Todd Hartley's the tight ends coach. He's the one that went out and got Darnell Washington, Brock Bowers, Oscar Delp. So, he's a hot name right now. Imagine losing to Kansas. Yeah. Yeah. Well, losing to Kansas is not quite as embarrassing today as it was a couple of years ago, but you're right. It's still a loss to Kansas on your resume. Luke Altmaier better than graham crackers. Yeah. I mean, if you're a Power 5 program and this is the absolute best you can do for a quarterback, you got serious fucking problems. Serious fucking problems. Charcoal 19, thank you for the super chat. He says, that's awesome to see a team like Kansas show out a Friday night at home, dominate, and not completely blow their lead. Right, Georgia Tech? All right, 4th and 4 for Illinois following that timeout. They need to get across the 39. They need to get inside the 39-yard line. So it's really 4th and 5. Altmaier back to throw. Caught, but the receiver fell down. And then the receiver gets up and runs his mouth at the DB like he did something. What are you doing, son? Fourth and 4, 2-yard pass, receiver falls down, then gets up and runs his mouth at the defensive backs. I don't understand these kids these days. My buddies and I just got our tickets for Texas versus Alabama, hoping for a great game. Wow. That'll be a good one. That'll be a good one to go to. Y'all have fun. I hope you had a hookup on those tickets. If Florida were to lose to Colorado, I feel like it's because Napier got really dumb. Colorado would beat Florida. Come on. You know they would. You know they would. Actually, I don't know. That'd be a good game. Colorado and Florida would be a good game, I think. It's possible Florida could beat them. I think Colorado versus Florida would be a good game. 2nd and 7. Boy, I don't know if I've seen a defense get so bad in 1 year. Illinois had a top 5 defense last year. Every single play now, it looks like they're only playing with like 6 players on defense. There's just nothing but grass. Wherever a Kansas player is with the ball, whether it's a running back, wide receiver, whatever, and the camera shows them with the ball, there ain't an Illinois player in sight. It's almost like they're playing with 6 defensive players instead of 11. 1st and 10 already, or almost in the red zone already. Now the Kansas receiver falls down for no reason. 2nd and about 6 coming up now. Second and 5 from the 28. Jalen Daniels in a shotgun for Kansas. 3 wide receivers. Snap. Hands it off. No. Keeps. Throws on a slant. Fumble. Picked up by Illinois. Now we're going to have to take a look at this here and see if it was a catch. I think it was a catch, though. It looks like he took a couple of steps before he fumbled. It was called a fumble on the field. I'm sure they're going to look at it, but it was a slant pass. Wide receiver caught it, took a couple of steps, and then fumbled. The ball literally landed at the feet of an Illinois defensive back. He bent over and picked it up. Hoghead, thank you for the super chat. He says, any SEC scout team would beat Austin Peay by 3 touchdowns. I hate games like this. Yeah, Tennessee plays Austin Peay tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, that's a name your score game there. That's what we talked a lot this week about, those types of games. Different teams, different coaches, different coaching staffs handle those things differently. You know, Tennessee can win that game 100-0 if that's what they want to do. They go out there with Joe Milton and all the starters and run their A-game offense and run the hurry up and job up, and there won't be anything Austin Peay can do. And they can win 100-0. That doesn't make Tennessee a better football team, but that's what they could do. Or they could do what most other teams do, which is go out there, get a comfortable 4-touchdown lead, and then start putting all the third string and walk-ons in to get them experience and help build your depth down your roster and win the game by 40 or 50 points instead of 100. That's what the smart thing to do is. I don't have a problem with teams playing FCS schools either. It just makes for boring football to watch, but you know, I get why they do it. It's a huge financial incentive to the smaller school. So I don't necessarily have a problem with teams playing FCS schools. It's just, as far as a television product goes, it's garbage. You know, it's garbage as a television product. The Colorado stands get one win and become completely delusional. They need to understand TCU was highly overranked, yet Colorado was on a hope and a prayer. TCU is ranked 30th now and will keep falling, says Nikita Van Hoos. Brandon says South Carolina and Furman would be a good one tomorrow. A lot of people have mentioned that in here tonight. A lot of people have mentioned that. I think South Carolina will win the game, but as far as FCS teams go, Furman is no pushover. Don't forget that Kansas rushed the field against an FCS team. Was that when they snapped their losing streak that time? Illinois with the ball down 31-7 after that Kansas turnover. Hitch pass, good for a first down up the sideline. Tackled after a gain of about 13 or 14 yards. 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Kansas 31, Illinois 7. Altmaier in a shotgun. Kansas on their own 35. 1st and 10. Snap, back to throw. Looks to his left. Throws to his left. Caught. No, dropped. Got to catch that, buddy. Got to catch that. A good throw by Altmaier there. In and out of the hands of the wide receiver. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 with 8:11 to go in the third. Altmaier, hands off this time. Cuts it up inside. Picks up 6-7 yards. Going to be 3rd and about 4, I think. Under 8 minutes to go now in the third. Do y'all really think South Carolina will lose to Furman? I don't. I picked South Carolina to win. Third and 3. On their own 42. Another handoff. Has room this time. Tries to get to the outside. Now cuts it up across midfield. Down to the 47. Into Kansas territory. Nice looking run that time. Blake says, I got South Carolina winning 38-17. First and 10 on the Kansas 48. Altmaier back to throw. Looking, nowhere to go. Scrambles out to his right. Now gets rid of it. Is that intercept? Oh my God. Look at this hot potato. Wow. In and out of the hands of the wide receiver and the DB. But the DB ends up coming down with it after the juggling routine there. That's on the receiver. Again, this is another good throw. Look at this. Catch the ball, man. Wow, it hit off the other Kansas defender's back, I think. Watch this. Yeah, wow. Unbelievable. Nothing you can do if you're the quarterback there. A perfect throw, hit the receiver right in his hands, and he just bobbled it. Interception, Kansas ball. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kansas takes over right at midfield. They're up 31-7. 7 minutes to go in the third. Snap. Jaden Daniels takes off up the middle. Now to the outside. First down. And then pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 16 or 17 yards. And he took another. Oh, no. That's not Jaden Daniels. That was a direct snap to the running back. I'm sorry. Boy, he took a big hit on that sideline, too. Play action pass. Wants to go deep. There he goes. Caught on a corner route down to the 15. Tackled there. First and 10 in the red zone for Kansas. 6 minutes to go in the third. First and 10, option, pitch. Running back gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Might have gained a yard. Second and about 9 now. Under 5.5 minutes to go in the third. What's up, Banjo? Illinois is physical. They have potential, says Els King. Will Eubank says, I'm not a Florida fan, but McNeese is terrible. Florida should win by 40. Yeah, McNeese got blown out by Tarleton State last week. Florida should be a get-right game for Florida. Just a sad state that Vandy is better than South Carolina and Florida. Well, it appears that way right now. We'll see what Vandy does tomorrow on the road at Wake Forest, but yeah. 3rd and 7. On 13, throws, caught at the line of scrimmage, tries to make a man miss, and does inside the 5, touchdown Kansas. Wow. There is a flag down. See what this is. There is a flag down. I don't know if it's going to be some type of holding or something. It could come back. Let's see. It looks like it's going to come back. Yeah, illegal block in the back. So that's going to take a touchdown off the board. It's going to be 3rd and a mile now. 3rd and really long here for Kansas. Florida needs to get right before having a get-right game. Love the show. Woo. Thank you, Banjo. Yeah, well, they better do something because they got McNeese tomorrow, but then they got Tennessee next week. Third and 12 now, all the way back on the 17. They've got to get inside the 5-yard line for a first down. Kansas may score 50, says Greg. Brandon Lee, thank you for the super chat. He says, off the topic, Lou, 2012 tip ball or 2018 2nd and 26, which one stuck with you the most? For me, 2nd and 26 was unreal, but losing at the 5 and 2012 was legit traumatic. That was the 2017 national title game you're talking about, not 2018, but that one was worse just because it was a national title game. 3rd and 12, Kansas runs a give-up play, and they're going to be forced to kick a field goal here on 4th and long. Josh Dobbs is going to ball out for the Cardinals this year. Has he been named a starter? Boy, the Cardinals are scratching the bottom of the barrel, ain't they? Jalen Daniels, Heisman contender. No. What'd you do before YouTube, Lou? I was in telecommunications for a long time. Late 90s. Well, almost nonstop from the late 90s until about 2013. I was in telecom. Cell phone business. Like Nextel? I never worked for Nextel. No, never worked for Nextel. You sold Boost Mobile? No, never sold Boost Mobile. Never sold Boost Mobile. Never sold Boost Mobile. Sorry to disappoint you. Nice, just kept Verizon. Worked for Verizon for a little while. Not for very long. Are you eating Tommy fries? No. Celery and ranch dressing, like a vegetable tray. Left Verizon. Bell South. Never worked for Bell South. Now AT&T bought out Bell South, and I did work for AT&T at one point. You left Verizon? So left like 2 weeks ago. You remember Alltel? I worked for Alltel for a long time. I worked for Alltel when Verizon bought them out. I was in business sales. I was in corporate sales for Alltel. Yeah, Alltel became Verizon. I worked for Alltel when Verizon bought them out. I was in corporate sales. And about 2 weeks after the buyout went through, they laid our entire department off. That's how I wound up at AT&T. Did you ever sell pagers? Only for a little while. I started selling cell phones in 1998, and pagers were on their way out. By that point, very few people had pagers anymore by that point. Doctors, a few other people, but most people were getting into cell phones by then. I started selling cell phone. My first job selling cell phones was in 1998. Alltel was out of Arkansas, right? Yeah, Little Rock. I went there a bunch of times. Pagers are beepers, right? Yeah. My dad worked at Nextel until Sprint bought them out and fired 60% of the company. A lot of that went on in the cell phone business during the 2000s. Happened to me too. Which stadium was Alltel Stadium? Jacksonville. Yes. Jacksonville was Alltel Stadium. Back when you got charged by the minute? Yeah. Yep. When I first started selling cell phones, the most popular plan was $29.99 a month. That gave you 200 minutes a month. A month. 200 minutes a month. You got to remember, there was no text message. There was no such thing as text messaging. There was no text messaging. These weren't smartphones. They didn't have cameras on them. These were old school, just cell phones. And it was $29.99 a month for 200 minutes a month and unlimited nights and weekends. So like starting at 9 o'clock at night, you got unlimited minutes from 9 o'clock at night till 7 a.m. in the morning. But from 7 a.m. in the morning till 9 at night, you got 200 minutes a month to use during that time. That was back when I first started selling phones. Free long distance and network, though. Yeah. We've always had free long distance with cell phones. In 1998, lots of people still had bag phones and permanently installed car phones. Very few people had actual handheld cell phones at that particular time. Back then, this game's basically over. It's 34-7. Back then, you actually had to sell people like on the idea of even having a cell phone. You know, it's not like it is now. Everybody's got a cell phone now. You work at a cell phone place now, you're basically just a cashier. You know, when the person comes in, they're there to get a phone. They know what phone they want. They just come in and buy the phone, basically. When I first started selling phones, you had to like talk someone into buying a phone. You know, this is why you need a phone. You know, nothing like it is now. Nothing like it is now. Lou, you're cutting in and out for me. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. Everything looks good on my end. Cutting in and out. I don't know. I had the clear cell phone and a smoke clear pager. Couldn't tell me nothing. Yeah. That used to be the thing. For those of y'all that are a little younger and weren't around or don't remember, but used to buy a cell phone and it would be, I don't know, whatever color, black. Good Lord, look at this run by Luke Altmaier. It's about like an 80-yard touchdown run by Luke Altmaier. Wow. Too little, too late. But yeah, it's like an 80-yard touchdown run by Luke Altmaier. But yeah, you used to buy your phone where it would be black, but it was just like the phone was just a piece of plastic with a bunch of shit on the inside, and they would sell different colors. So you just unsnap your case. It was black. You take the black off. You could put a green one, a blue one, a red one, a clear one. That was the thing back then. What color is your cell phone? A lot different than it is now. Best believe I'm tuning in to Jackpot's live stream for the Tennessee game, says Brandon Stites. Did you tune in last year when you lost? Or are you just going to tune in if you're winning? Those Snap-on cell phone fronts you bought in the middle of the mall were wild. That's what the first job I ever had selling phones was at one of those little kiosks in the mall. Yep. And we would literally flag people down in the mall and demonstrate a cell phone to them. This is how a cell phone works. This is why you need one. What if your car breaks down? Whatever. I mean, yeah. The first job I had selling phones in 1998 was at a kiosk in the middle of a mall. Back then, before your cell phone would work, you'd have to take it home and charge it for 24 hours, or we'd tell them to charge it overnight. Because it would take several hours to get the phone activated, and they didn't want to hang around, 2 or 3 hours, so we'd tell them, you're good to go. But on the back end, it would literally take somebody in an office keying information in for 2 or 3 hours to get a cell phone activated back then. So we'd tell them to go home, charge the phone all night long, and you'll be good to go the next morning. At least once a day, we would get somebody that would come in with their bag from the day before, everything out of the box, the phone, the charger, all that, and they'd say, I did what you said, I took it home, I hooked it up to the charger, I plugged it in, I left it alone all night. This morning I turned it on, it turned right on, but there's no dial tone. At least once a day, somebody would bring their cell phone back to the store because there was no dial tone. So you're explaining to some 65-year-old lady that there is no dial tone on cell phones, lady. There is no dial tone. Just dial the number and press send. Did you ever have any for work? What? Hold on. Did you ever have any dealings with the Southern Link walkie-talkie cell phones? No, I never worked for them. I mean, we would have people come in that had that, or Nextel, the chirp phones they would call them, and we'd switch them over from Nextel to Alltel or Cellular One was who I was working for at that time. Cellular One was the name of the company I was working for at that time, but I never worked for Southern Link or Nextel. I worked for Cellular One, then Alltel, then Verizon, and then AT&T. Alltel was the company I worked for the longest. Honestly, if Alltel had not got bought out by Verizon, I would probably still be at Alltel. And this was back in 2009, I think, when Verizon bought Alltel out. If that wouldn't have happened, if Alltel would have got left alone, I'd probably still... Alltel's the best company I ever worked for, period. I couldn't even tell you who comes in second. It's such a gap. Alltel treated their employees like gold, like absolute gold. And I'm not just talking about the pay. Now, they paid us well, but they treated us well. Alltel was the biggest small company you could ever work for. I mean, they were a national company, but they started off as just a small, mom and pop deal in Arkansas and just grew from there. And they never lost that mentality of a small town company. And it didn't matter if you were somebody who got hired yesterday, somebody who'd been there 5 years, a store manager, a region manager, whoever you were. You could pick up the phone and call whoever you wanted in corporate, as high up as you wanted. They'd answer the phone, talk to them, tell them whatever the problem is, whatever. They treated you like absolute gold. Alltel did. Absolute gold. I had a woman think PWR meant push while ringing and wanted to know why her phone shut down when she got a call. Yeah, you hear a lot of weird shit working the cell phone business long enough. You see a lot of weird shit too. When camera phones first came out, oh my God. People would come in, you know, something's wrong with my phone, blah, blah, blah. They'd hand us the phone, you know, my camera's not working or whatever, and blah, blah, blah. Pull their phone up. You saw some wild shit, pictures people would take with their camera phones. Lou, did you have that 90s look? Well, I mean, I was alive in the 90s. I graduated high school in 1996, so I'm assuming I had the 90s look. Here's what I looked like in the 90s. That's the 90s look Uncle Lou had. Right there. What am I looking for? Not that. Not that. Let me see if I can find these pictures on here. Oh, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. A minute to go in the third. Kansas 34, Illinois 15. Kansas with the ball in their own 43. Quarterback keeps again. Actually, is that the quarterback or another running back? They're doing a lot of Wildcat shit now. Is that the homecoming dance? Yeah, that was homecoming, I think, my junior year of high school. No. That was prom. That was prom my junior year, not homecoming. We didn't have homecoming dances when I was in high school. We didn't have homecoming dances. They do now. Both my kids are going to homecoming dances in about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. But we didn't have them when I was in school. Do you know North Atlanta High School? No. I live in Augusta, a couple hours away from Atlanta, a couple hours down I-20. Lou, I have an extra ticket for tomorrow's game. Are you interested in going? No. Thank you, though, but no. No. I ain't got no interest in going and sitting in 100-degree heat to watch Georgia play Ball State in September. Zero. No, I'm not 6'1". I'm like 5'10", 5'11", 5'10", 5'11", probably 5'11". You do this full time now? Yeah. Year round. Year round. College football year round right here on LouTube. Yeah, Nut State. Nut State. You coming to Nashville for the Vandy game? No. No. I don't get to go to nearly as many games as I used to. I work every Saturday now. Who was 5'5"? No, that's not true. 5'8". No, I'm about 5'10", 5'11". Who would have thought back then that you would be a great YouTube creator? Yeah, YouTube didn't even exist back then. I mean, YouTube's only been around for 15 years. Uncle Lou, what's your thoughts on the Florida and Tennessee game? I think Tennessee beats them by 30. I think Tennessee beats Florida by 30. My brother used to sell cell phones and car stereos. Yeah, I never did the car stereo thing. But yeah, I was in the cell phone business for a long time. Voltard Rep, thank you for the super chat. He says, my first homecoming dance happened the night Clemson lost to Pitt. School was majority Clemson fans. It was the funniest night of my life. Yeah, that game was on a Friday night, wasn't it? Or was that the Syracuse game that was on a Friday? But yeah. If a guy says he's 5'10", trust him because most 5'10" guys say they're 6 feet. No, I'm not. I've never been 6 feet tall. I know I was 5'11" at one point. I don't know. You know how when you get old, sometimes you get shorter. I don't know. So I'm probably somewhere between 5'10" and 5'11". The next Georgia loss is going to make the Tennessee Hail Mary video look tiny in comparison, says Brandon White. I hope not. Have you decided if you're going to the Tennessee versus Georgia game? They have Wi-Fi in Neyland Stadium. No, haven't decided yet. I'm probably not going to go because I'm taking a trip to New Orleans in November. And so I'm going to miss some time for that. So I'm probably going to not go to a game. Lou, tell them to hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button. That's a great idea. Thank you, Mead. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Was your high school football team any good? Not really. In the 4 years I was there, we made the playoffs one time and we lost in the first round. My junior year. Can you write off tickets for tax purposes if you go for content purposes? Yes. Anything? Yes. Yes, you can. It's not the money it costs me to go. The reason I don't go to games is not because of the money it costs me to go. It's because of the money I don't make because I'm not here. I mean, it's hard to do college football as a career year-round on YouTube because the season only lasts 4 months. And so, obviously, I make a lot more money this time of year than I do in like March, April, and May, for example. So I work like a dog from now through the middle of January because you have to. And then, you know, I have to save a lot. I have to put a lot of that money aside, you know, for like March, April, and May when it's slow. I mean, I don't stop doing YouTube. I do it year round. College football, year round. Call-in shows, live streams, upload videos, year round. It's just there's not as nearly as many people watching in the off season as there is during the season. Lou played cornerback. Yeah, I played corner. Another targeting call. I quit paying attention to the game like 20 minutes ago. It's such a blowout. Ben, I missed that super chat from you. I'm sorry about that. It says, want to know how little Kansas fans care about football? I just texted a friend of mine on how good they look, and she thought I was talking about basketball. Yeah. Lou played corner against Deion Grant. Yeah, for you Tennessee fans in here, I played against Deion Grant in high school. He played wide receiver for another school in Augusta, where I live. Yeah, he played defensive back too, but I played corner, and he was a wide receiver. So yeah. Yep. They won the state title. That year. Deion Grant did. Deion Grant's team did. What UJ freshman am I most excited to see this season? C.J. Allen looks like a beast at inside linebacker. Other than that, I don't really know. I don't think a lot of freshmen are going to play all that much this year. Deion Grant played 12 years in the NFL. Yeah, he was in the NFL for a long time. Long time. For you Georgia fans in here, or are there any Pittsburgh Steelers fans in here? Who remembers Kendrell Bell? Kendrell Bell played inside linebacker for the University of Georgia, and then he went on to the NFL, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's from here, too. I played against him in high school, too. He played running back. In high school. I already told you I was 5'10", 5'11". I probably weighed 150 pounds. I mean, I was nothing. But I played corner. Kendrell Bell was 6'4", 245 pounds of all, nothing but muscle. Played tailback. And I attempted to tackle him a couple of times. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all. But if you Georgia fans remember him, Kendrell Bell played for Georgia in the late 90s. And then played in the NFL for a long time, too. Played for the Steelers. Might have played for a couple other teams, too, but he's with the Steelers for a while. Mekhi Muse or Cash Jones. Well, they play different positions. But I think Mekhi Muse is once our running backs are healthy, that's the end of Cash Jones. I think we'll see Mekhi Muse all year returning kicks. Lou, since you make YouTube your career, have you thought about moving out of Augusta once your kids are out of school? I've never lived anywhere. What is this, an interception? Yeah, Illinois just intercepted the ball. I've never lived anywhere other than Augusta, and I kind of regret that. But I'm obviously not moving out of Augusta, like you said, while my kids are here and in school. But maybe one day down the road, because I'm not tied anywhere for a job. I mean, I can do YouTube anywhere that has an internet connection. I wonder if Kendrell Bell is kin to Jaheim Bell, says Carolina Jackpot. I don't think so. Former UFC champ Forrest Griffin played for Evans High in Augusta. Yeah, he's from here too. You should come down here to Macon, Woo. I haven't been to Macon in a long time. I have a cousin that went to Mercer, so I went down there a few times when he was there. And when I was in high school, the state basketball tournament was in Macon every year. So we'd go down there every year and watch the state basketball tournament. But that's the only time I've ever spent in Macon. I think you'd do well in Nashville at sort of becoming a YouTube hub for college football content. Yeah. Oh, because Josh Pate is there? CBS Sports and 24/7 are headquartered there. Lou, who you take right now, Quinn or Milroe? Well, I'd take Milroe. Quinn Ewers right now. Milroe hasn't done anything. That doesn't mean he won't end up being better than Quinn Ewers, but Milroe hasn't done anything up to this point. I'd take Quinn Ewers right now. I played with the current starting quarterback at Vandy, AJ Swan. He's having a pretty good start to the year. Did you pick Texas or Bama? I took Texas in the points. On 3 is in Nashville, too. That play call was brain dead. Lou's moving to Gainesville, Florida. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. You know Marist? You talking about the high school? I've heard of it. Marist High School. Yeah, Tecmo Bowl was the shit back in the day. Is Ole Miss gonna make the spread? Cover the spread? I took Tulane in the points, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tulane won the game. I grew up playing against Kareem Caxson of Bama and the Texans. Why isn't the NCAA game coming out next year? Last I heard, it was coming out next year in July. Last I heard. July of 2024. That's what I heard. If you were to leave Georgia, where would you look to go? And why is it Utah? I really don't have any idea. I think I would want to live in I've always, maybe a big city somewhere. Not permanently. There's no way I could live in forever in a big city, but I would love to spend like a year in a big city. A year in a big city. Don't bother ever coming to Macon. Ain't nothing but thugs down here. Damn, nearly intercepted again by Kansas, but falls incomplete. Lou moving to Columbus. All you guys know he's an Ohio State fan. I did go to Columbus and walk around the campus up there. I made a couple of videos. That's a couple of years ago. Did a year in Denver. It's nice, but costs too much. Yeah, that's the thing. Living in the big cities, it costs so much more. Altmaier sacked on 2nd and 10. It's going to be 3rd and 13. 12 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 34-15 is the score. Didn't you apologize to Justin Fields in one of those videos? Well, I apologized to the football guides for the way Georgia treated Justin Fields. Yeah. And I did it on Ohio State's campus. Yeah. Right outside the stadium. How long before Urban Meyer has a catastrophic illness and quits Big Noon Kickoff and becomes another Power 5 head coach? 2 years. There you go. That was a nice looking pass by Altmaier. Picks up the first down. Who, in your opinion, is the most likely team to kick off Bama from the West in the last year of the divisions? Well, I thought LSU would win the West, and I still think they can. I'm not. Some people are just throwing LSU out like they're just a horrible team. I don't know. I think Florida State might just be that good. I think LSU is still a possibility. Texas A&M looked good last week, and you can tell me all you want about who they played. The reality is they scored 52 points. And last year they didn't come close to that ever. I think they only even got into the 30s twice last year. That quarterback, Connor Wegman, looked really good. And they've got a top 5 roster. They've had a top 5 roster. The offense just been holding them back. I'm curious to see how they look this week against the Power 5 team when they play at Miami. But, Bama's got to play on the road there. Bama is still the favorite, I think, to win the West. If not them, though, then I think the only 2 other teams I think that have even a chance would be LSU and Texas A&M. What if Mildew throws the 3-pick hat trick tomorrow? Then Bama will lose. Bama will lose if he throws 3 interceptions. Lou, what games are you streaming tomorrow? The schedule is scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but I'm going to be streaming all the noon games here on YouTube and the primetime games on Patreon. So 12 o'clock tomorrow, noon, I'll be live here on this channel. And then 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I'll be live on Patreon. And the link to the Patreon's in the description of the video if y'all want to check it out. But every Saturday, the Patreon members choose when they want me to stream, and I do that on Patreon. And then sometimes I stream a different time slot on YouTube. And tomorrow I'm gonna stream at noon on YouTube, and then do the Patreon stream at 7 for Texas and Alabama. Altmaier scrambling around, throws complete, and picks up the first down. On 2nd and 1, they gain about 6 or 7 yards. 10 and a half minutes to go in the fourth. They're down 19. Update the helmet shelf? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, I never changed the top 10, did I? You know what? You're right. Let's fix that right now. Big play by Illinois. Inside the 20 down to the 15. I never updated the top 10 shelf when I did my new top 25 video the other day.
YouTube is the new.
Let me do that now. All right, Georgia, Michigan, Florida State. Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, LSU, you're out. Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, Alabama, Penn State, Ohio State. Alabama, Penn State, Ohio State, Southern Cal, Oregon, Washington. Southern Cal, Oregon, Washington, Texas. All right. And LSU. All right, so we have to move everything down. There we go. All right, fixed it. Thank you for pointing that out. I meant to do that right after I got done doing that video on Tuesday, and I just forgot. Completely forgot. Where's Notre Dame at? You mean in my top 25? Here's my top 25. There you go. That's my top 25. So Notre Dame is 11. Notre Dame's at 11. Notre Dame's at 11. Will OU be in your top 10? They win enough games, they will be. They're nowhere close right now. Which helmets are upside down right now? Florida and Alabama. Florida and Alabama are the upside down helmets right now. Carson Beck throws 5 touchdowns tomorrow, says Lane. I would be absolutely shocked if that happened. Not because he can't do it, but I doubt he's in the game long enough to do that. Georgia dominates Ball State tomorrow, winning 52-38. Yeah, there's a 0% chance that Ball State is scoring 38 points on Georgia. I don't know what you're smoking there. I don't know if you just woke up from like a 6-year coma, but they're not scoring 38 points on Georgia. Georgia sucks. They play cupcakes. Well, one of the cupcakes they played last year, they beat 65-7, and you just beat them by 3 on a miracle. So, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? Nut State only scored 14 on Kentucky, says Jackpot. Yeah. I think they were they beating Kentucky at the end of the first quarter, though? Weren't they up on Kentucky 7-0 at the end of the first quarter? It was a close game, I know that. Kobe Bryant plays cornerback for Texas. What do you mean, like somebody with the same name? What's the record for the amount of players thrown out for targeting? I'm not sure. That's a good question. That would be a good trivia question. Probably, my guess would be probably 3 or 4. Luke Altmaier takes off running, scores another touchdown. Uh-oh. Don't look now. Touchdown, Illinois. 8 minutes and 8 seconds to go. And it's about to be a 12-point game, I guess. Are they going to go for 2? They're going to go for 2, so it's a 13-point game right now. This would make it an 11-point game if they're successful. Altmaier, shovel pass. It's good. He's in. He's in. 11-point game. 11-point game. Hey, Cole, what's up, buddy? Thanks for supporting the channel. He just made that whack-ass Colorado page. He's not a fan. Is that true? Let's look. Oh, no. Buffalo Harry. What are you doing? Buffalo Harry, what are you doing, man? Shame, shame, shame. Shame, shame, shame. You done got caught, buddy. You done got caught, buddy. Done got caught. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? You know these troll detectives are going to find out anything you do. Come on, man. I meant to say it before, but yes, Ball State was leading Kentucky after the first quarter. Yeah, that's what I thought. I had that game on, but it was on one of the side TVs because we were watching, I think it was the Colorado TCU game that was on at the same time. And I thought I remember seeing them up 7-0 at halftime. FaceTime you right now? Okay, just type your phone number in the comment sections and I'll type your phone number in the comment section and I'll call you. Troll detectives in that, yeah. Wow, Alias Gray just gifted 10 Uncle Lou memberships to 10 lucky people. Let's see, who got them? Who got them? Nepty got it. Ben Swaggerty got it. Nizzy B got one. Todd Gwynn, Joe Doman. Edward O. Nuss Bus Driver, Wet Blanket, Pete Magaha. Shout out to Alias Gray. I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but that's about the best I can do. It's the best I can do. Thank you, Alias. is going to kick off. Now, if they somehow force a 3-and-out here, they're down 11. Kickoff goes to the back of the end zone. Obviously, they got to get the ball back quick, score. They're down 11, so they're going to need, in some order, a field goal and then a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie it up. And that's assuming Kansas doesn't score again. Obviously, if Kansas scores again, then that's like final nail in the coffin. But let's see if the Illinois defense can get off the field here and give their offense the ball back. And then we might have something interesting to watch here for the last little bit of this game. 8:08 to go. All right, 3 wide to the top. Snap. Direct snap to the running back, Neal. Changes direction, has room. Picks up the first down, and then some. Ends up gaining 16, 17 yards up to the 42-yard line. Direct snap to the running back again. Nice gain. He's good. First and 10 on the 41. Handoff right up the gut this time. Has a hole. Picks up about 6, maybe 7 yards. Second and about 4 coming up now for Kansas. You gave my dad a lot of enjoyment when he was watching SEC football, but also dealing with a terminal illness. We make fun of each other, but as fans of SEC programs, we understand each other. Yeah. I hate that for your dad, but yeah, it's almost like brothers. Like, I can make fun of my brother, but no one else can, or me and my brother pick on each other, but he's still my brother. Same kind of thing with football fans. Another good gain on the ground for Kansas. They're going right down the field here on the ground. This thing's going to be over for Illinois. They're going to run out of time. They can't get off the field defensively, and Kansas is just chewing up too much clock. The American Popular says Colorado will beat Nebraska 45-27. I got Nebraska by 100. I got Nebraska by 100. Daniel sacked on 1st and 10 all the way back near midfield. Not sure what they were thinking there. Not sure about this play call here. They were gaining 10 yards a play on the ground. Not sure why you drop back to pass it there on 1st and 10. Daniels gets slung to the ground back around the 46, 47-yard line. Second and long coming up now for Illinois. For Kansas, I'm sorry. 2nd and 17 now for Kansas. On the Illinois 47-yard line. Snap. Handoff this time. Huge hole. Picks up the first down. Needed 17, gained 20 on the ground. Right up the gut. Right up the gut. You should have seen Bielema when he was at Arkansas. He was a huge boy then. Yeah, he was a big old boy. What's my favorite food? Well, I guess it depends on which type of food you're talking about. My favorite meal is steak, salad, and baked potato. Cole Garrett. Wow, thank you for the super chat, man. That's very generous of you. I appreciate that. He says, Lou, I'm glad it's college football season. Again, I'm a huge Bama fan, but I love your content. Good luck to your dogs. SEC winning another natty. Yeah, good luck tomorrow against Texas. I'm hoping it's a good game. I mean, I know as a Bama fan, you just soon win 100-0, but just as a college football fan, I'm looking forward to that one. I think we've all been looking forward to that game for 8 months. I mean, ever since last season ended, and you started looking forward to the early non-con games this year. It's the Texas-Bama game this week, Ohio State, Notre Dame in 2 weeks, Texas A&M, Miami today, Florida, Utah, all the big non-con games. But Texas and Bama's been at the top of that list for 8 months now. I hope it lives up to the hype. I hope it lives up to the hype. And thank you again, Cole. That was very nice of you. I appreciate that. Thank you for helping to support the show and the channel. How would you rate Chick-fil-A 1 to 10? You know what? I'd give it I'd probably give it like an 8. And it's not because it's bad. It's just I only get a chicken sandwich there. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing something really good and then just doing that. So, I don't go to Chick-fil-A often. Because I have to specifically want a chicken sandwich to go there. I'm a grown man. I'm not going there to eat chicken nuggets. That's literally the only thing I ever get from Chick-fil-A is a chicken sandwich. Whereas some of the other places, like McDonald's or whatever, maybe I get a Big Mac, maybe I get a quarter pounder, maybe I get 2 cheeseburgers, maybe I get a McChicken, whatever. So I'd probably give it an 8 out of 10 just because I don't go that often, because all I get from there is a chicken sandwich. Now, but the chicken sandwich is really, really good. I mean, that's why I go there every time I want a chicken sandwich, but I just don't go there that often. Tennessee Boy says, Lou, I subbed as a Heisman on Patreon. Do I get a mod? Yeah, come to the Patreon stream Saturday night at 7. We hand out mods to everybody that hangs out on the Patreon stream every Saturday. You don't have to stay the whole time. You don't even have to stay more than 30 seconds. Just come to the Patreon stream, leave a comment, and you'll get your wrench. Colorado will have at least 350 passing yards and 50 to 100 rushing yards. Nebraska will have over 200 rushing yards, but less than 200 passing yards. They'll struggle punching in the end zone. Man, you're giving predictions on every single stat and everything, huh? I think the problem Colorado's going to run into, this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with winning the game, but in terms of putting up some of these numbers that you're talking about here, see, TCU and Colorado both run really fast on offense. Nebraska's going to do the opposite. Nebraska's going to slow this game down. Nebraska's going to wind the game clock down to 5 seconds every single time they snap the ball offensively. So how many possessions did Colorado have in the TCU game? 10? They're going to have 7 against Nebraska. I'm just making the numbers up, but however many possessions they had against TCU, they're going to have less than that. Nebraska's going to slow this game down. So I'm not sure Colorado will put up the same numbers they put up against TCU, because I just don't think they're going to have the same number of possessions. Yeah, Illinois ball, by the way. So we'll see if they can score and get it to... I'm assuming if they score, we're going to see an onside kick. But they got to score first. Now, I have Illinois in the points. So I need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. That's what I need. I need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And then the game can end for all I care. I'll win the bet. If Illinois loses by 3, I'll be a happy camper. Do you have or have you ever considered a Discord server for your subscribers? No, I don't know anything about Discord. There have been people in the past that have made Uncle Lou Discords, but I've never had anything directly to do with them. I don't even know if they still, but there's been a couple of different people in the past who have made like Uncle Lou Discords for all the commenters, like to hang out and do whatever it is you do in Discord. But I don't know anything about Discord. I've never had Discord. I've never been in somebody else's Discord. Like, I don't even know really what goes on, and I don't even really know what it is. But I do know that there have been a couple of people in the past who created like Uncle Lou Discords for people in the chat, but that's been several years ago. I don't even know if they're still around. Just arrived in Summerville, South Carolina, home of A.J. Green. Yeah. Yeah. I still think the best wide receiver Georgia's ever had, A.J. Green. For my money, A.J. Green, best wide receiver Georgia's ever had. Which one is better, Tommy Fries or Waffle House? Well, Tommy Fries is better than any one thing you could get at Waffle House. Tommy Fries is better than a waffle. Tommy Fries is better than hash browns. Tommy Fries is better than a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich from Waffle. Like, as far as any one item goes, Tommy Fries is better. If you want the variety, I guess Waffle House would be the place to go. But the place that sells Tommy Fries is a steak restaurant. It's not like you can't get a meal there. The place where I get Tommy Fries from is called T-Bones. It's a steakhouse, and they got really good steaks. T-Bones is better than Waffle House. And Tommy Fries is better than any one individual item that Waffle House has on their menu. All right, let's see if Illinois can score a touchdown and get a 2-point conversion and cover this spread. Sacked on 1st and 10. That's not good. That's not good. That's not good. Come on, Illinois. Altmaier running again. Only gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Only gets back to the line of scrimmage. American Popular says, I'm picking Arkansas. Much better QB than LSU. I don't know about much better. He's bigger, more durable. They're the same style of quarterback. I think Jaden Daniels might be a little bit better of a passer. Altmaier looking to run. He went past the line of scrimmage, I think. Yeah, Altmaier went past the line of scrimmage and then backed up and threw the ball. So he crossed the line of scrimmage and then came back and threw. So that's going to be an illegal forward pass. They're probably going to decline it and make it 4th and 16. Bojangles is a chicken restaurant. Like a KFC or a Popeyes or something like that. I like Bojangles. Bojangles is good. Bowberry biscuits are great. Yeah, I like Bojangles. Bojangles has good biscuits, yeah. The chicken sandwich there is really good. Or chicken biscuit, like for breakfast. Their chicken biscuit is really good. They have good biscuit. Their biscuits and gravy is good, too. All right, here we go. 4th and 16. This is it. They don't pick this up. 3-man rush for Kansas. Altmaier in the pocket. Throws. Complete. First down up to midfield. Looks like a tight end. Leaping catch at midfield on a post route. Just ran a skinny post. Illinois just won't go away. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Right at midfield, shotgun. Back to throw again, looking to his left. Throws. Intercepted. Another bobble. That's the second Kansas interception that's been bobbled around by multiple people. Kansas comes down with it. That's going to be it with 1:59 to go. Man, it got a little exciting at the end, at least. It got a little exciting at the end. Lou, do you ever go to the Tybee Island? Oh, yeah, all the time. Well, I say all the time. I've been 15 times. But for about 10 years in a row, we went every summer. We rented the same house down there every year. Went every June for 10, 15 summers in a row. Whole family, extended family, grandparents, me, my brother, all our kids, the whole deal. Yeah, well, so I spent a lot of time on Tybee Island. In fact, I I think I had this hat on earlier in the video that I made. Maybe I didn't. I think I might have had this hat on earlier in a video I made earlier though. Do you like food trucks? Food trucks aren't big around here, but I mean, when I have eaten at them, they've been okay. It's hit or miss. It depends on the food truck, from my experience. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. If you could build an all-time Georgia team, who would you put on it? Aaron Murray at quarterback, Todd Gurley at running back. I mean, there's no way I can sit here and name 22 starters, but I mean, you're just basically asking me for a list of my favorite players. Charleston Southern playing Clemson, so Charleston Southern ain't played nobody. Big ups Liquid Richard. Yeah, I'm not selling my Mustang. So shout out Sean Ranklin. Hibachi food truck close to here that is fire. Lou, is losing to McNeese State a fireable offense for Billy or Scott Strickland? Both, but it's not going to happen. They're not going to lose to McNeese. McNeese is horrible. I mean, they're absolutely terrible. I'm not selling my Mustang, Tyler. Why won't they put Bielema on the O-line yet? I got a parking ticket once on Tybee Island, parked down by the beach looking for a place to pay the parking meter. Couldn't find one, so I walked back to my car to a parking ticket. Yeah. Yeah. Are the Tennessee Vols better than Florida this year? Oh, yeah. A lot better. Hey, what's up, Jay? Good to see you in here, buddy. If Florida doesn't score at will against McNeese, it's a disaster. Yeah, they ought to be able to run the score up on McNeese. They ought to be able to run it up on McNeese. All right, y'all, I'm going to get out of here. This game's over with a minute and a half to go. Illinois just threw another interception. Kansas takes over. All they need is one first down. I guess we can wait for them to get it, but they're going to get one first down, and that's going to be it. Loss of 2 or 3 on first down. Illinois is going to use their second timeout. They only got 1 remaining. Thanks for doing what you do, Lou. Yeah, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. I really do. I have a good time watching these games and hanging out with y'all and chatting with y'all. I really do. I have a really good time. Don't forget, I'll be back on tomorrow at noon right here on YouTube. So it doesn't matter whether you're Patreon or not. I'm going to be on here tomorrow at noon for all the noon games. And there's some good ones. There's some good ones at noon tomorrow. Vandy at Wake Forest could be interesting. Of course, the Georgia game will be on. Notre Dame at NC State. So, I think Notre Dame's really good, but this will be their first Power 5 opponent. Utah at Baylor. Nebraska at Colorado. So come hang out tomorrow at noon. We're gonna do it again, and there'll be a bunch of games on tomorrow, not just the one game on tonight, but there'll be a whole slate of games on tomorrow at noon. So y'all come back tomorrow and hang out at noon. We'll watch these early games. And then for those of you that are members on the Patreon page, I'll be live on the Patreon page at 7 o'clock for the primetime games. And the big one there, of course, is Texas and Bama. Third down coming up. Illinois uses its final timeout with 1:50 to go. So I guess an Illinois player looks like is down on the ground, injured. I guess if, Illinois, I guess, could get the ball back. We'll see if we'll see what they do here. It's going to be 3rd and 3. Texas versus Alabama should be a good one. Yeah, I'm hoping so. I hope it lives up to the hype. I really do. I hope it lives up to the hype. Where's that link to the Patreon page? It's in the description of the video, I think. Yeah, but I'll post it. I'll post it in the chat real quick too. It's in the description of the video, but here it is. I'll post it in the chat. There you go. That'll take you to the Patreon page if you want to have a look around. Got hit in the tallywhacker. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Yeah, that's what it looked like. Kent State gave up almost 800 yards to UCF, by the way. Yeah, Kent State got absolutely raided in the offseason transfer portal. All right, there it is. First down, Kansas. Illinois can't stop the clock. So with 1:45 to go, it is game over. So I'm going to get out of here. I got to go to bed. I'll be live at 9 a.m. for a college football pregame show that I do every Saturday morning at 9. So if y'all want to come hang out for that, we have a really good time. And then at the end of the show, we try to give some money away. So if you haven't checked out the Saturday morning show, I do that from about 9 in the morning till 11 in the morning. Then, like I said, take about an hour break. And then I'll be back on at noon to watch all the noon games with you guys. So hope to see all of you tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday. If I don't see you again, then enjoy the rest of your weekend. And, of course, as usual, have a good morning.